Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi. And she yells, oh, girl, you gotta hear this one. A man was arrested for running a theme park. And when they said, where's your license? He said, my dog ate it. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one. Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, you'll never guess what's true with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one.
Hey everybody, it's Squid. Welcome back to my channel on a Saturday night. Look, I did my hair and my makeup in the same day. We're doing a thing today. I don't know what the hell's going on, but here we are. So, joining me tonight will be a whole wide variety of panel guests. But first, who's running on short time because he has his own stream on Saturday nights. Someone who I've wanted on this channel for a while, and we finally made it work. Camelot! How are you?
I did my hair too and my makeup. Looks great. No, dude, I took a selfie today. I don't take selfies very often. Okay. And I'm like, God, I'm old. Like my beard is just almost, you can't tell on this camera, but my beard is almost entirely gray. And I'm like, what the hell? Where did the time go?
What happened? Your Squid is like that. It's like more salt than pepper these days. I love it, but he looks at it and probably thinks I'm getting old. What the hell?
When I shave it, I'll have people come up to me and they'll be like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to get out of racing soon. I'm getting a little too old. And they're like, what are you, like 29? And I'm like, no. If I had a beard, you would understand because it's gray. I'm not 29. That'd be cool.
I'm 29 plus 11-ish, not 10 and a half. You're not old. Dad's in the chat. My father is one of my my mods. So be nice, everybody. Y'all know the rules. So y'all saw the thumbnail. We're talking Charlie Kirk. I did my eye makeup specifically so I don't cry because I'll either cry or get pissed. So we did our eye makeup specifically so that we wouldn't bawl our eyes out. However, chat rules, y'all know them. I don't block anybody. Y'all are all adults. You'll block each other. However, if you're rude, disrespectful to me or my guests, like I've seen in the last couple of days, I will not hesitate to boot your ass from my channel because I am done being nice. I'm too old to be nice. So I wanted Camelot on this stream because, sir, you have, and sorry, I called you sir because, you know, I live in the South. That's just what we do.
Yes, same.
Just you have been the most open and honest person of all the people that I watch. And honestly, you're one of the only people that I can watch on replay because you stream after my bedtime because I'm old. About social media and the downsides of social media. And with everything going on in the world this week, I have seen so much negativity and so many people celebrating the fact that somebody was shot on camera in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear more about your perspective. I watched your stream. I've watched a couple of your streams. I watched your stream on oh, I remember her name, but I can't remember her name. The YouTuber who unfortunately self-deleted in June.
Oh
Michaela
yeah,
Reigns.
yeah.
Um for cyberbullying and things going on. Can you talk about your YouTube experience and what it has been like for you to deal with some of this stuff?
Yeah, so and apologies, I'm currently sick as a dog, so I'm sniffly and gross, and my voice is like an octave deeper, which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I feel like I've always kind of prided myself on how well I've dealt with all this stuff for years. I've been swatted. I don't even talk about my swattings anymore because it almost fans the flames. Because even if I film the swatting, even if I like film the police and there's like 100 police, it doesn't matter. People will just claim I paid police to show up. They're freaking insane. So I've always prided myself on ignoring it, kind of leaning into it and having a good time with it, which usually actually works in your favor. That's one of the things I like about it's the only thing I like about Destiny. Because Destiny does the exact same thing. Now, his allegations are insane, but he usually leans into them and it makes them not affect him professionally. And that's kind of what you have to do. And the reason this Charlie Kirk thing like messed me up the other day. And now, to be fair, I don't know if people have watched that show, but when I did the stream, I hadn't really let myself think about it much. I was, detached, and I heard about it on my way to the gym, and I was working out. I was trying not to think about it, and then I got home, set up my stream, still not thinking about it, and then I went live, and then I finally was like, okay, I got to talk about this, and I just fucking like broke down like a dumbass, and I had to apologize to everybody later, but
Trust me, I watched it. It wasn't a dumbass thing.
yeah, but you could see people in my chat even then because there was a big audience in there, and they were called. Yeah, there was a couple people that were just freaking out, like calling me piece of shit and all that. And I get it, but I think it's the realization of no matter what you do, even if you use the tactic I use, which is easy for me, I don't really care what people think. So when people are saying stuff about me negatively or contacting my sponsors or employers or anybody that works for me trying to get me fired for random stuff, and it's always fake stuff. It's never legit. That kind of thing, when I think about it, it doesn't bother me. And then you see what happened to Charlie, and you kind of are reminded that it's real for a moment. And his children, his family, and like all of that aside, like all the emotional evoking things that are attached to it, it makes you realize that some of these people, they legitimately hate you and what you did for reasons that are completely parasocial and radicalized for absolutely no reason. And you're seeing it right now on Twitter, Facebook. It's only getting worse. There's people that are saying Charlie, he's a bigot, he's racist, he's the homophobe, all these things. And you ask them, what do you mean? Like, explain that. And they can't explain it because they're just repeating what they saw. Like, they're repeating what they read, and they're using it to fuel their hate. I don't think they see it as real life. I think they see it as like a reality show or like a TV show, like a villain, us versus them thing. It's not really real, but to us, it's very, very real on this side of the thing. Because as a creator, I'm just a normal ass person. Like, I'm not. There's this weird divide where celebrities are celebrities, music artists that are huge are celebrities, and creators, some people see them, they put them on a pedestal, but they're just normal ass people. And I think that's why trolls go after them so hard, because they understand they're obtainable in that way. And yeah, that that whole thing got me messed up. And then I kind of calmed down from it. I was like, I'm going to unplug. I tweeted a few things. I went viral on a platform called Threads that I didn't even know existed until it happened.
Yeah, I got rid of Threads. I was on Threads for like a week, and I'm like, y'all are weird. This is like blue sky light.
Yeah, I just scroll your feed on Threads, and everybody's like, he deserved to die. 100K likes. I'm like, Jesus. But I would unplug for a little while and not think about it. And then I would just go to my Facebook to, just doom scroll. And you would see your normal ass friends celebrating his death. And, I was removing people quietly, and I didn't announce it or anything, but I would just start removing people. I'm like, I just can't believe that there's normal ass people that are happy someone died over what they believe he may have believed. They don't even know. Keep in mind, all these people that are saying they're glad he's dead never watched his content at all. They're just saying whatever another big post with 100K likes said, and then they just repeat it, right? And, you know, it's kind of terrifying to understand that it's all real, and it's kind of unnerving to be reminded that, and I know this is super cliche, but that the vast majority of humanity and people are just evil and without actual moral guidance, just unbelievably evil people. And that's a lot of people. I know a lot of people like to say the loud minority. When you go to your Facebook and see normal ass people, like your friends, old teachers, people from college, old coaches, you know, any nurses, normal ass people like celebrating his death.
Yeah.
It's no longer a loud minority anymore. It's a lot of people. A recent poll said 46% of Democrats think that murdering their political rivals is justified.
And it's like
That's a lot. That's like
can't even
do the math. That's 40 million people, maybe more.
Well,
That's
and now you have people getting fired. And later on tonight, I'm going to show some of those things. But people are up in arms that they're getting fired over what they said. Free speech, free speech, first free speech. It's just like, tell me you don't know what the First Amendment is without telling me.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
don't understand what free speech is. Free
it's like,
speech is a free speech is amendment to the Constitution that is it's the first one, obviously, and it's to protect you from persecution against your government or from your government for your speech, not a privatized company. That's the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life.
also, it's not freedom from consequences.
Yeah,
Like it's not freedom from consequences. And
yeah,
some people are like, I've seen some posts where they're like, well, the public school, it's technically a government job, but in your contract, there's ethical and social media policies that you sign.
yeah. So I got fired from Walmart because I did that. I made a video about Walmart. They fired my ass within good reason because I broke their quote unquote TOS, I guess. But that's, you know, that being said, they like to do this thing where like, oh, you don't believe in free speech anymore. It's like, for one, I said, you know, Trump 2024 on Twitter, and you try to get me fired from it. That's not the same thing as you being glad that somebody was killed live on camera in front of their children. And you think everyone that believes how they believe, which is half the country, should also be killed in the same manner in front of their children. That's not the same thing. And people having the gall to think that rules shouldn't apply to them, and then they get these snarky responses like, oh, so you don't believe in free speech, smirk. And it's like, okay, look, you set a precedent, and these people have no forethought. And I've said this for years on my show. These people have zero forethought. They think that they can set precedents over policing speech for years, for the last since 2013, 2014, 2015. They set precedents with, you should be fired for saying anything we deem, you know, to be wrong, right? And then it starts happening to them. They have no forethought, and they don't understand when you set a precedence, when other people come into power and other ideas become more popularized, suddenly you're at the end of the barrel. They don't get it. They don't understand. They champion things like, you should be arrested for saying this word or this word or this word, or saying you don't believe in trans rights or whatever have you. And then 4 to 8 years later, the opposing party's in power. Suddenly your ideas are an arrestable offense. They don't have any forethought because they unironically believe they'll never be out of power again. And the best thing you can do is never advocate for policing speech ever, no matter what the speech is. So you'll never find yourself at the end of the firing squad. But they never think about that. They're like, oh no, it's fine. We'll be in power for the rest of our lives. We don't have to worry about any consequences for our actions now. And it's absolutely asinine. And I do think the death of Charlie Kirk, as horrible as it is, will have positive ramifications for a lot of years. There's been a pendulum that needs to have been swung back for such a long time. And I think this mass firing of people that were cheering on Charlie's death and now are advocating for the death of his widow for whatever reason. She said things like, Charlie wants you to, you know, find your spouse, have a family, and find God. And somehow they think that means she's spreading hate. No idea what that means, but people that are advocating for that, that is just a pendulum swinging back. These people, these mass firings, is the pendulum that we've been waiting for a very, very long time to swing back in the other direction, so people understand that your words also have consequences. You got way too comfortable for way too long. I don't know if you remember 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you could say the most heinous, unbelievable shit towards a conservative online, and you would never lose your job. There's actors that have done it for 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. Mark Hamill says the most unhinged shit ever. He's still in Star Wars. He's still doing all his voice gigs. He's still doing everything.
WDW Pro, his channel the other day, did a whole video on Mark Hamill going off the rails on something else. And I was like, I started to watch it and I'm like, I like that channel. I like WDW Pro. However, like, I can't deal with Mark Hamill's stuff.
Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks because I loved his work for so long, but that's the point, is they've been completely socially able to say the most insane shit, and I'm totally okay with it. But when people are getting canceled on the other side for simply saying I'm a Christian, like Chris Pratt did a few years ago, and people wanted him dead for just saying he loves God, and keep in mind, I'm not religious at all, and I don't even advocate for anything like that, but if that's what makes you feel content and fulfilled, hell yeah, I'm all for it. But people wanted him canceled for something as simple as that. So to not understand that shit's going to swing back at you eventually when these ideas get very unpopular, like
Boosh
it's
is like, did you see all the horrific riots from the violent right? Me neither. And Boosh, I'm going to show a video on that later. I just wanted to talk to Camelot about this first because he's on a time restriction. So
yeah, that's a good point. I tweeted that out yesterday. I'm like, you'll gather all the intel that you need from watching how many riots happen over the next week. There's going to be zero.
Well, and
that's all you need to know.
I saw a video that I'm going to I posted on my community page, but it was basically a creator or a political pundit that was like, the left knows it too, because if, God forbid, somebody on the political left would have been executed like this, businesses would be boarding up and cities would be locked down, and people would be putting out curfews. You admitted that the right is not as violent as you think because of the fact that none of that happened.
Yeah, well,
it did not board up anything. Nobody put in a curfew.
If a popular leftist commentator, God forbid, was assassinated in the same way, without fail, and now obviously there's going to be some outliers because that's how numbers work, but without fail, you would see every single conservative commentator and politician saying things like, "Hey, man, like, this is wrong. This shouldn't happen. We need to stop this shit right now. Violent rhetoric and political violence should never be allowed." You would have them almost in unison saying it, and they wouldn't veil it in a political way to score points like every single liberal politician's done in the last 2 days. They'll say, "Oh, my heart goes out to Charlie Kirk and his family. Gun violence needs to end. We need to pass a gun law." They don't give a fuck. They're just trying to use it as a segue into talking about gun violence, like as if AOC claiming that, well, if you just give us your guns, we'll stop killing you with them, is actually a totally rational idea that people are going to get around.
Yeah,
it's insane.
AOC and rational doesn't belong in the same sentence.
I'd still give her the hell, though. I'm just saying, I'd still give her some love, but it would be hateful love.
So welcome Outpost Nerd and Captain Kern to the stream. How are you guys tonight?
If I said good, I'd be lying to you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's like great today. Great this week. This has been a shitty week.
Camelot, longtime fan. Great to finally actually talk to you.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad to be here.
Good to meet you.
She just asked me. She's like, "Hey, you want to come on?" I'm like, "What time?" Because as long as it doesn't conflict with dude, I'll go on almost anybody's show as long as it doesn't conflict with
Well, and I had talked to him previously about the parasocial relationships and all of that, because he had done work on that on his stream too, and it was like, it's interesting to me, and I like to have converse. Kern, I like to talk to people. For as much as I don't people, I like to talk. I don't like people. I don't people, but I like to talk to people. Make that one make sense. I don't know.
I deal with people every day at my work job. I don't want to deal with people in my free time. So
yeah, dude, that's me. Like, I'm now to be fair, I was in retail for 13 years, and even when I got into district management at Walmart, I was like, yes, I'm not gonna have to see anybody. And then I saw even more people because I had to go into like different stores, and there was like a new group of 1,000 people I had to talk to in each store, and they all hated my ass because I was a district manager. Walmart's a lot different than a normal retail store. A lot different. Well, you go into GameStop as a district manager, you walk in, everybody's like, oh shit, hey Mr. Dennison. Walmart's not like that. You walk into a Walmart as district manager, they're like, fuck you, I hate you. That's what they do. They're insane. I had store managers screaming at the top of their lungs because I just wanted to talk to them. They hated my ass. Now, granted, they got paid way more than I did. Store managers at Walmart get paid like $300,000 a year, and I was getting paid like 90. So
I worked grocery stores for a majority of my time, and God, like if so much as one thing is out of place, oh my God, these customers, oh my God, they think their world was ending.
Yeah, dude. But that was that's the social thing about it.
Yeah.
It was when I'm like this, I'm like, hey, you guys, I'm all smiles and shit. And then as soon as I like walk out the store for my final store, my face is all like this. And then I don't speak.
I had the absolute worst job in the entire world. I was an IT administrator for 25 years.
Oof.
We're talking starting back in 96.
Did you try to turn it off and on again? I can't even imagine, bro.
When people were really dumb.
Oh, they're still dumb.
I only worked retail for like 6 months, and I was done. I worked retail from the time I got out of the military. Well, from in high school, and then the time I got out of the military to the time I started college, and that was it.
Working at a grocery store, the worst experience I ever had is 1 week. I was probably 19, 20 at the time. It was one of my first jobs. We were having buy 4 Pepsi products, get 1 free. Dr. Pepper, this was in 06, 07. So Dr. Pepper at the time was not a Pepsi product. It was distributed by Buffalo Rock, but it was not a Pepsi product, so it didn't fall under the deal. And people all week were coming up and saying, hey, with Dr. Pepper's, and me as a bagger, I'd say, hey, would you like me to get something else? I'm sorry, this isn't covered under the deal. 30 minutes before closing, Friday night, this 70-year-old lady comes up, and she has a Dr. Pepper. So I say the same thing. Would you like something else? Shut up and leave me the H alone. I said, ma'am, I'm here to help you. There is no need to talk to me like that. And I got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, that's how that works. And the thing about it is that's nothing. I had people coming with items from random places like Target and Office Depot trying to return them at GameStop. They would have like a random thing, and I'd be like, this your receipt says Office Depot. And they would look at me and be like, what does that matter? And I'm like, are you functionally like retarded? I don't like, this is like, my name is Cody. I'm not like George Bush, even though you might have mistaken this, because apparently that's how your mind works. I'm a different person. And that's how like people on Twitter do that shit all day too. They'll be like, blah, 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 blah about some random creator. And I'm like, my name came on. Like, for example, and this is the last thing I'll say before I go, but this is always something that's funny, is people will be like, hey, where is your diecast from Ethan's campaign of Hearts at Core? And they'll just say, where's the diecast, the frog diecast? I backed it for you. And I'm like, that's not my campaign. And they're like, what? So? And I'm like, my name is Cody, not Ethan Manscott. I was like, if you want my diecast from my campaign, they're already here. Okay. They're ready to go. But I'm not that guy, and it's just because people are legitimately dumb. And the unfortunate thing is think of the dumbest person you've ever met. The vast majority of people are dumber than that. And that's the harsh truth and the harsh reality of the world we live in.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much.
Sadly, you're right.
Idiocracy is now becoming a documentary instead of a comedy.
Yeah. It's a contest of who can be the most victimized and the dumbest on the planet. And then they put it on social media like it's cool.
Yeah, I posted a tweet yesterday that went absolutely bananas. And I used Grok to change Tyler Robinson, the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. I changed his shirt from, the normal shirt to say Harris Waltz. And I
saw that on my Facebook.
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah. And I was like,
wow.
I was like, oh, look, a totally real image that's totally not fake in any way, shape, or form. No research needed. I'm using Democrat tactics today. There was people in the replies unironically saying, this is fake. This is fake. I'm like, no shit. Look at, I said it was like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like people are saying, well, Trump is speaking about Charlie, but he never spoke about the Minnesota killings. Yes, he did. I literally have shared today and yesterday maybe 200 times this news report with his tweet in it. It's like, are you kidding me, guys?
Yep, it's wild as hell. But I have to get off here, boys. I appreciate you guys. I know it was very short. I usually don't do short appearances like this, but
no, I appreciate it. I know it was on a Saturday, and I know you stream on Saturday, so you have no idea how much I appreciate it. I didn't tell anybody because I was like, one, I'm nervous, and I never get nervous for streams, and two, I was like, I'll believe this when I see it because.
I was wondering. I was like, she told me the stream was starting at 6, but don't come on until 6:30.
Oh, I did dude. I've done so many, like, you know, and I, for lack of a better phrase, like a smaller channel. I've done so many appearances. I did one where it was me and this VTuber, and
I promise it's not a paid appearance, though.
Yeah, it would. No, of course not. Although I prefer that. No, that never happens. But except for when I go to conventions, they pay me for that. Thank God. But no, I went on a VTuber's channel and we played Resident Evil 1, and I just guided him through Resident Evil 1 until like 4 a.m. for like 7 hours.
Oh,
and I was just
that's like pretty cool.
So it was a very, very small channel. So like they asked me, and I was like, yeah, fuck, let's do it, man. It'll be fun. And I like Resident Evil 1. So yeah, I don't mind it. People just got to message me, and it has to work around my schedule, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could pay you in is Celsius because I get it by the case. I don't do Monster here. Sorry.
Well, that's lame because I do Monster, bro. I'm trying to die before 40, so I'm drinking like 4 a day right now.
I got some Alpha Lion creatine in the mail today. I mean, I could give you that.
Creatine. We're about to get swole, bro. Swole as hell. All right, boys. It was nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Captain Kern, Outburst Nerd, Pam.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Cameron.
Thank you for hanging out for a bit. Have a great night.
Pam to say hi to me.
Oh, hello, darling. How are you doing?
I was waiting patiently this whole time.
Well, I was waiting to let everybody have their say. You know, us women take over sometimes.
It is. That's for damn sure. Thank you.
But also, when you get 5 creators on a panel, people who are used to holding 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour streams by themselves, it is a little
chaotic.
It can be.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that shit. I used to have panel streams only. For like 2 years, that was when I was most popular because it was just I would bring on the craziest people possible, and I would have I had like the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne on one time.
That would be cool.
I've had Phil Labonte on.
That's what happens when you have a big channel.
Yeah, they just I messaged them. They said, "Yeah, that's what you do, man. You just gotta shoot your shot."
I got a couple creators to respond to me saying I could use their videos, like I could respond to their videos and use some of their stuff in like a montage video, which is actually more than I thought I would get. So I'm,
But no, dude, like when I'm on a panel show, because I'm used to going for hours by myself, and I hate dead air. Dead air like makes me upset.
Yeah.
So
when I first started streaming, that was my thing because people were like, "You're interrupting her," or people were like, "You're interrupting Squid. You're doing this." It's like, no, when you get 5 people or 4 people or even 3 people who are all used to holding streams by themselves for hours, don't like dead air. You get people who are just, whenever they hear quiet or a pause, they just
jump in.
I have friends in radio and television. They said dead air will kill anything.
Dude, I've watched.
It does.
I've popped into panel shows, not like as a panelist, but like because it was just recommended to me, and there's like 20 people watching, and there's like 6 people on the panel, and I just joined the show, and I'm like watching, they're talking about something, like whatever subject matter is popular, and no one says anything for 30 seconds, and then one guy's like, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are fucked, because you have to just, if only cocaine was totally legal.
Well, someone we all know wouldn't have any problems, then would he?
Oh,
yeah, it's
My boy.
I'm sorry.
He's awesome, boy.
I've listened to him since the Vic stuff. I love Nick. Nick is awesome.
And
I talked to him last night. He's good.
And I do usually by myself because when I don't people. So I have a couple, I'll have 1 or 2 people on. I'm starting to people more because I just don't people well. Y'all know me. I don't people well.
Me neither. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go eat some damn spaghetti.
Have a good night.
Good.
It was nice to meet you, honey. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you. Well, that was awesome.
That's cool. I've always wanted to talk to him.
Me too.
That was really awesome. That was amazing.
Is it rude of me to not know who he is?
No.
No, he's friends with Ricada.
Yeah, he does.
I know.
He's
Ugh.
done
I've
a lot
heard of
of
him. I don't know
yeah.
who he is though.
He's like he's got the coolest day job, race car driver.
Yeah, he's a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, he's wrecked like this car like 2 or 3 times, but
That's the reason I know the name.
Yeah, here, Cody Dennison.
Yeah.
So
So
not to like out him, but you know who he is.
But he did a lot of streams on like he said he worked at GameStop, and a lot the financial and legal issues GameStop was having a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about that.
Yeah,
yes,
make it for life. Oh my god.
Yep.
So he sent me a link to the 24-hour stream, but when I got the time to go on, he was in his car, and I'm like, this is not the time to hop on. So I'm like,
it's actually not far from me where he lives. Sorry.
Yeah, I talked to somebody, and I told them that I was going to have a panel tonight, and they said, well, hopefully nobody from like Tennessee, because Tennessee's playing Georgia, and I was like, nope, North Carolina, Alabama, Colorado,
and Florida. I'm a Florida man. I just don't throw alligators at people unless they really tick me off.
Hey, Slug, the boomers are boomering.
Slug,
Cheers.
Who you calling boomer? I'm Gen X boy.
But Squid, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm actually doing something different on your stream just because of what we're talking about.
You got a flag and you're on camera.
I'm on camera. I'm showing off my pretty face because I'm tired of hiding. I think this is one thing I was going to...
Making his camera debut. I wasn't about to say it, but I was like,
I'm beautiful.
All right, there.
Just go, you sexy thing.
Now you can see my ugly mug.
I'm tired of hiding, and I think one point that I think we need to talk about is what happened Thursday is going to bring a lot of people out of hiding. I was in college about in 2007 or 17, and I had to walk on eggshells because I was a theater guy. I was in the theater, and we know that's a bastion of right wing politics.
Oh yeah, that's a.
So I bet you fit right in.
Oh, I make a joke. One of these kids. I was 30. I had turned 30 at the time. 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. Great kids. There's some of them are my best friends still, but some of them, I'd say a joke and they'd run to the division chair. He's saying this. I looked at my professor. I'm like, are we really having this conversation right now?
I worked at a hospital with all women in the rehab department. Like, you know how many times that I got pulled into my freaking like supervisor's office to be like, hey, you said this or you said this. And it's like, I didn't say that. Like, oh, I was talking to a patient about their experience with something. And all I did was nod my head and confirm it. And like admit that they had a point. Like I didn't, but you know how many times I had to
explain yourself.
Yeah. I had to explain myself for social media posts because I one time I was at a, when you fill up your car with gas and you're kind of sitting there for a second, like putting the receipt in your wallet and like, and I had a woman like cursing me out in the car in front of me. Like I could see her getting all. So my petty ass shuts off my car and goes inside to get a drink. She follows me in there and is threatening me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I'm a concealed carry permit person. So like, and I wrote a post about what happened. And I'm like, this is why I'm a concealed carry permit, because you never know what's going to happen and who might attack you. And you never know where. And then I got called into the office because this girl, I still live rent free in this girl's head because I went home last year to visit my dad and was going to go to this hospital and visit my old coworkers. And one of my coworkers was like, yeah, that person's here, so you might not want to come this day. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you know, and I was like, well, the problems you two had. Huh? I haven't worked there in 5 years. Like, I could give two fucks. I couldn't even remember this chick's name. Like, when she said it, I had to actually, like, look it up on Facebook to figure out who the hell she was talking about. That's how little I didn't care.
Mm-hmm. It's like people just want to hold on to these issues and just let them seep and like just boil over, and then we get stuff like this.
Well, and that's
the problem we've got.
Kind of what I wanted to go through tonight was I didn't want to talk about the tragedy or the shooter. I wanted to talk about what it meant from a social media perspective and from just a media perspective. And that's one of the reasons that Camelot was on. He's got a stream tonight, so he had to come on a little earlier. But he's been so open about the swattings, the people that call his race team and want him fired because he's this, he's this, he's this. It's like when you dehumanize people in the media so much, and when you constantly use the word anyist, you know, arse, or, you know, racist, Nazi, this, when you all use all these words that basically are saying that this person's evil with no receipts.
They're saying you're not human. That's exactly what they have been saying for what, 15, 20 years almost now.
Mr. Squid just texted me the score.
Yeah, someone said it in chat. It was like 41-44.
41-44 overtime. Anybody want me to send a link to the expert?
I'm just happy my Auburn Tigers.
You want to see him blow his top, don't you?
And yesterday I had to edit. I edited out because yesterday's stream I talked about Carly Gregg and her appeal. But the first 20 minutes I wanted to read about the shooter. And so but somebody came in my comment section, and this person is an anti-Trumper. She's not a lefty, I don't think, but she's anti-Trump. And usually I don't have a problem with this person, but she called me a liar. And the comment was like, very like, I'm 100% right, was the way the comment started. And I'm like, that just rubbed me the wrong way. And like, I went off, and I went off in the first 10 minutes to the point where I edited it. When I edited that part of the video, I actually edited out some of my comments because I was like, I never named her by name, but I didn't. Some of the things that I said were like, and I don't like, if you watch the Charlie Kirk video that I posted yesterday, I am like this. I am like, well, I don't give two fucks about those people. Like I had to edit it out. I had to edit some of the F-bombs because it was like, don't come on my channel and call me a liar. Like, I have no problem with people who disagree with me all the time. And that person might have rage quit. She's still commenting on things. I don't hate her by any means. But it's like, at a certain point, I told her I'm no longer going to be responding to you because, like, you never apologized for disrespecting me on my own channel.
Yeah.
And, like, an Outpost nerd, I had talked to you when you said that there was going to be a panel, and I was like, don't worry.
That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And I was like, not to be dramatic, because everybody knows that has watched my channel or been here more than a couple of times, and this is your first actual time here. So thanks for coming too.
Oh, great.
I like to have a hater of the week segment, and I will, if I have not had an interaction with this person before, if someone just comes in my comments and starts hating on me, I will post their comment and give them their 15 minutes of fame. Because you don't come to my channel and insult me trying to get your 15 minutes of fame and expect me not to oblige.
Exactly.
Like, Mr. Squid and I don't always get along. I live by the let them. If they want to talk shit about me, let them. Because guess what? It don't affect me. I am not responsible for anybody else's emotional immaturity.
It's like, what's that old saying that it's best to let people think you're an idiot than open your mouth and prove it.
I like
Exactly.
Sailor Squid. And
100%.
tugs him. Hey, how are you? You just missed Camelot. Go back and watch the first part of the stream. Like, it was good. And I'm just gonna get to these super chats before we start going through some social media stuff, because I have stuff. Taz, thanks for the $5 super chat. Rest in peace, Charlie. Yeah, rest in peace. He will be missed. And you don't realize how much someone's presence is, because I didn't watch him every day. I didn't agree with everything he said. But you don't realize how much someone's presence will be missed until they're not going to be posting anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, just that.
You don't realize how much of an impact they're having until it's gone. I mean, look at Yeah.
And Tammy, thanks for being a member for 9 months. You've had a squid baby. Hello, lovely. Much love and prayers for Charlie. Yeah, it's a day. Like, Squid hates me, chat. She won't let me set things on fire. No.
How dare you?
I'll do it anyway.
I think
All
he's
right.
trying to tell us once is enough.
I like this whole motherfucker on fire. I don't care.
We'll have our own summer of love. Just setting everything on fire, destroying cars, breaking into businesses. Why not?
I sent you another Venmo. Let me check. Ugh.
We'll call it forest cleaning.
Oh, how was your
We'll start
door
in California.
installation, by the way?
It's about 3/4 done. And it's pouring cats and dogs out the window.
Oh, no.
The door's
Apparently
installed.
my grandmother
It's
likes
sealed, but yeah. And there's put a new door and a new screen door in the front door. Because my front door was 40 years old.
My dyslexic butt read that I sent you another Beano, which is a British comic like that my friend used to get, and I'm like, I'm dyslexic.
Or there's Beano, the medication, the gas medication.
Yeah. You take Beano now, the Beano later.
This was like one of the.
Thank you for the $20 Venmo. I appreciate that so very, very much.
My best friend's dad growing up was from Scotland, so his grandparents would send him like comics and stuff from Scotland, and they had the Beano, which was amazing. It had all sorts. It had their version of Dennis and the Menace, because it was called Dennis and Gnasher, which there's a copyright issue because our Dennis the Menace in America and Dennis and Menace in the UK came out days apart. And they can never determine which is which. But I have to sometimes just reminisce about better times.
Let's call it stolen content and move on.
Yep.
Let's be honest here. The 90s were the shit. The 2000s were all right. The 2010s shit started to go, and then
y'all too dang young.
I got ready to say I'm still in the 80s is the best time.
87.
Okay.
87. So.
85.
77, baby.
Yeah.
85.
Well, I'm the oldest one in the group. I'm 70. So I'll be 55 this year. And growing up as a teenager in the 80s was amazing.
It really was.
I was an 80s baby and 90s kid. So
a week from Tuesday, I turned 38. So
when's your birthday?
A week from Tuesday. So 2 weeks from now.
Mine is 2 weeks from now. That's why I was like
the 23rd.
Mine's the 25th.
That's my youngest son's 18th birthday is the 23rd.
Oh.
Charlie was a good Christian and family man. Yeah. So I saw the comment about the from Three Awesome Dogs about the shooter and who he lived with. We're going to get to that another day. This stream is solely, I want to talk about the fallout on social media, how it affects creators, because y'all, we got to think about like when people dehumanize you. Yeah, you can make fun of people like who make fun of you, but at a certain point, when is it crossing a line, and when is something like this? Like it brings a lot of things into perspective differently than if I was just a watcher of YouTube.
Yeah, I've actually got a really wild example of just people's brains flipping right now. Anybody know a Star Wars girl?
Anna, yeah.
I saw Anna's
Yeah.
video.
She came out and she said, "I'm literally drawing a line in the sand. She's done." She has never talked politics on her channel. She didn't hardly know who Charlie Kirk was. And she is so lit up about this that it's genuine in her reaction that she's not just saying it for clicks. That's the biggest thing that I've taken away from this is you have to really watch people's real reactions, especially people that go on video, of are they being authentic in their outrage or are they just doing it for clicks on both sides of the subject. And I can tell you there's a lot that you can just look right at them and know that they're doing it for clicks.
Yeah. Well, I think with Anna, she had that tragedy of losing her sister a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I think this really, on top of that, really has pushed her to put her foot down. She gets so much more hate than she deserves, or that anyone should deserve, just because she doesn't like certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I catch it. I'm a pop culture streamer. That's what I do. That mostly, but I also do stuff anything that interests me. I did an entire stream, a 4 or 5 hour stream with Talking Trash and Truths on bully portrayal in media, and I took different bully types from movies and TV shows. The best friend in Stifler, from American Pie, the bully who secretly loves you, like Helga from Hey Arnold, or there's a movie, the guy who played Patton, really famous for playing Patton. It was one of his last films called Angus, and it has a bully, the perfect guy who thinks everyone else is weird and does not deserve it. I think we're seeing a lot of that now. It's the dehumanizing aspect, and if I don't like a certain thing a certain way, my opinion doesn't matter. And I think that's Charlie's shown us a way that you should share your views but disagree with love. That's how Charlie did it.
And piggybacking off of that, that's his way of, like, I didn't agree with everything, and I didn't watch every video that he made, or I didn't watch his show every day, but that's kind of when I started my channel. That's how I wanted to, because I did do political streams back in the day, and I want to do more. I would debunk political ads. Like, we'd watch a political ad, doesn't matter if it's left or right, and we'd look up, hey, is this accurate information? Are they taking this out of context? Blah, blah, whatever. Like, we watched the RNC, things like that. But I wanted to be the type of person where it didn't matter what your views are. You're welcome in my chat as long as you're respectful. I will be respectful to you if you are respectful to me. I don't care who you sleep with, what you look like, what you do for a living, who you vote for. Don't care. There are some people who are in this chat who are some of my favorite people on YouTube, and on paper, the world would tell us that we're not supposed to be friends.
That's why
I use Flash Fan. He's not here to defend himself, but he knows I use him as an example. He watched the RNC with me, the whole thing. Mid-20s, young, Black Democrat from DC. 40 or almost 40, middle-aged stay-at-home mom in rural Georgia. Paper says we're not supposed to be friends, but we talk and we agree on a lot more things than we disagree on. We have a lot in common. He's like my little YouTube brother. Like, the world is, on paper, we're not supposed to get along, and it sucks.
See, what people like Charlie do, and Charlie's probably the best at it, is he promotes civil discussion and civil discourse in a respectful manner.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your opinion is. He has, in every video, every commentary he's done, he's human. He's made a few mistakes, especially some boogered ones.
Hey, Captain Kern, can I just interrupt you for 1 minute?
Yeah.
My troll, I would like to, my troll and spammer, do not spam. We are showing him genuine respect. We are not leeching off him. This is what I do, and I'm talking about my opinions online because guess what? That's what I've done for the last year and a half. I don't give a fuck what you think about my channel. If you don't like it, unsubscribe, because I have it on subscribers only mode. So unsubscribe and get the fuck up on out of here. Sit on this, spin, and fuck all the way off. Because you are not welcome here if you're going to disrespect me like that. Because I am not asking for super chats. I monetize my streams because that's just what I do, because this is my job. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And thanks for disrespecting a disabled veteran while you're at it. If you really want to play identity politics and shit like that. I don't do that shit here, so you can go fuck all the way off. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible because I loved Charlie Kirk's work and I loved what he stood for. And I'm trying to show the unhinged side of the fucking internet and how it affects people. Real people. So you can fuck all the way off. Thank you.
Prime example of what we're talking about right there.
Yeah, prime example.
Yeah.
And
Literally.
and you are supposed to be someone who says, "Oh, show him some genuine respect." You're not showing anybody respect by coming in here and talking like that. So, once again, fuck all the way off.
And actually, I have a really good question for that individual. Who the hell were they talking to?
Yeah.
There's 4 of us here. And I am not nearly as tolerant as Squid is.
My thing is, I give the same energy
All the
to
best.
people that they give to me. And that person, right now, I had to bite my lip.
Mm-hmm.
I had to bite my fucking lip.
Wes and Bama, there was when I worked at the other gym, but when I worked a couple of days a week at the other gym, there was a kid who was going into the military who was like, he didn't do his job because he knew he was leaving, so he kind of took advantage of the situation. And when I signed his going away card, I signed it all the best.
We have a saying down here in the South that for people like that, bless your heart.
Bless your heart, sweetie.
Exactly.
Oh, I said bless your heart to someone today.
Yeah, God bless them.
Oh, I always hit people with the when I'm on Facebook and I can't say anything because you get yeeted super fast. I always hit them with the I'm gonna pray for your family because they have to deal with you every day. I get to close this app and never have to talk to you again.
I tell people are like, I'll post something like, "Oh, are you mad?" I'm like, no. The moment I close this, I stop thinking about you.
Exactly, and that's
You
the
have
thing.
no impact on my day to day.
There is people who I apparently live rent free in their heads all day long, and they think about me 24/7. They dislike my streams just for the sake of disliking my streams to let me know that they are there and watching. And I'm like, once I shut my computer off, like,
yeah,
I hang out with my fiance and my daughter and my real life friends, and I talk to, like, Captain Kern is a real life friend. I talk to him off of YouTube. My pretty, talk to her off of YouTube. Outpost nerd, don't talk to you as much as I should, but I talk to you off of YouTube. Like, I talk
I'm
to people.
special.
Which mama told you every night.
Yes.
Just as soon as she put the helmet on.
Gave you the Ritalin, put the helmet on, said, "Good night, sweetie."
He's probably a person who got one of those worthless degrees. No, and that might be one of the examples that the left uses to demonize the right. Well, do you see what they say to people? And
Oh, that was one of my favorite things about Charlie. Everybody'd completely rip him. You ain't got a college degree. Yep. And look where it got you.
I said someone said that about Charlie in a thread that I was in. I'm like, that just shows you he wasn't as stupid as most people to spend all that money on a worthless piece of paper.
And here's the thing, Elon Musk, talk about him. He doesn't have that kind of a degree either. And he goes,
Nope.
People are like, well, you don't have a degree in, this or that. And he goes, no, but I have people who work for me that do.
Again, Valkyrie, we have not once asked for any super chats or donations. Go away. I'm sorry, Squid. This is starting to piss me off.
Yeah. I have never once asked anybody to subscribe. I have it on subscribers only mode to keep people like you away, but thanks for subscribing. The people that are here that are sending me super chats are sending me super chats because they know my birthday is coming up. And there are people who, not one of these people who have super chatted me is new to my channel. The only person new to my channel here is you.
That's right.
I find it ironic. You're hate watching, but you're still watching.
Yeah, thanks for the view. Thanks for the ad revenue.
The irony of this whole thing is, Valkyrie over here says, please show, Charlie Kirk genuine respect.
What do you think we're doing?
But we're not. This isn't even about Charlie. This is about the fallout of the incident.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not even talking about
being able to have an opinion.
No,
we're talking. I've said a few things about how he, operated.
Yeah.
The reason he did what he did so successfully is because he was genuine. He wanted actual discussion and debate.
Yeah. And apparently you are the opposite of Charlie Kirk, Valkyrie, because
literally
we're asking you why you're thinking that we're disrespecting, and you won't give us an answer. So you are the opposite of what Charlie Kirk stood for. And I know you think you're trying to be all big and bad, but you are the opposite, because you are literally repeating the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result. You have nothing positive to say. So,
I got something positive. You can positively go fuck yourself.
Jeffrey, thanks for the $10 super chat. They didn't kill the voice. They released it to the universe so we can all have our say. The peaceful vigils and gatherings are louder than any violent response could be. Remember Charlie in peace. Yes. And that's the thing. Like he knew that one side was better morals than the other. Not everybody. We don't demonize. We don't generalize on this channel, because there are people on the left who suck, and there are people on the right who suck.
There's a lot of people on the right that suck.
Oh, I know a lot of people on the right who suck too.
One of the worst people I ever worked with, she was a devout Catholic, and she was the worst manager I ever had. One of the best teachers I ever worked with, flaming liberal. She was the teachers union rep. She and I did not disagree, but she was the best person. She helped me. She did not care about my politics. She helped me through some tough times at work because she believed in helping people. Left, right, it doesn't matter. Douchebagness is universal.
You're exactly right. It's for everybody.
Well,
but
my dad took care of Valkyrie.
I can.
Valkyrie, if you're still watching, you realize that Papa Squid in the chat is my actual dad, and you just pissed off my father. Good luck ever coming back in this chat, because every time he sees you, he's just going to
yeet you
for the fun of it. I will never block you from this channel, because I would actually like to hear you say something else other than one phrase repeated 4 or 5 times.
Squid, that is your out for everything.
I hope you're not the Valkyrie that is Valhalla's wife. I really hope that you're not that Valkyrie.
My thing is, like, you can get, like, if you do that in my chat, you can come in and say it, but you're not going to spam it.
Yeah. And Dan Davis, thanks for the $5 super chat. Charlie's name will be spoken in the same sentence as MLK. Yeah.
I remember that.
I believe that. Amen to that. I mean,
you have Lincoln, Kennedy. I know he was a Democrat, but he was still doing the right thing. He's
You're right.
classical
He would
Democrat.
he would if he were alive today, let's be honest here, he would be a moderate Republican, which is far that way as people have gone.
MLK and now Charlie Kirk. They all have one thing in common. All killed, unalive, sorry, by that side.
YouTube, if you say it once in a while, they're not really that bad, because I've used the M word when it comes to an unaliving stream, and I've read like charges and stuff, but I've used it sparingly and had no problems with YouTube. So it's if you say it like here and there, it's if you say it like every sentence.
Yeah, I just didn't know how you felt about it. Sorry.
By the way, not to disrespect anything that happened with Charlie's incident, but I did get a good chuckle out of all of the news. You know, within minutes, they were talking about that he was penetrated by a high-powered assault pew, and it was a bolt action. 30-06 bolt action, which did way more damage than a 223, whatever.
556.
So it blew up their entire, media profile.
It's when you talk pew pews and you have no clue what the hell you're talking about. It's like, tell me you've never shot any of these weapons without telling me.
You mean like the New Jersey mayor?
God.
You remember him?
Or the Minnesota governor?
That was the most scariest thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the military guy.
My thing is, I grew up around guns. I grew up around hunters. Not much of a hunter myself, because I didn't want to have to get up at like 2 or 3 in the morning, sit in the cold for like 4 or 5 hours till sun. But my dad taught us how to shoot 200 yards with a scope, bolt action rifle. Not that long of a shot.
That's nothing.
We had a lawsuit against a company for something, and when we got this settlement, we got his and hers ARs.
Oh wow!
Well, he got an AR, and I got a 300 blackout. So, yeah.
I have a little Kel-Tec 3AT in my desk drawer just in case,
And Tammy, thanks for the $2 super chat. I wish you were more outspoken. You were too shy. Oh, if you want to see outspoken, the first 10 minutes of my stream where I talk about the shooter, that's I had to actually, when I went to edit it, because it was a different stream, and I edited that part out. And I'm like watching it back, and I'm like, oh, I really need to edit some of the words that I chose. I edited it out when I read the comments. I didn't show the comments because even though the person might have rage quit and I disagree with the person, and I'm no longer engaging with that person's comments. When I called her out on disagreeing with or on disrespecting me, she didn't ever apologize. She deleted that comment and left another one. That to me is like, you effed up because you're not man enough. Like that, you're not ballsy enough to. And if this person is watching, this is not like personal. This is just how I feel about in general. If you leave a comment disrespecting me and you want to continue to comment and you expect me to respond to you knowing that you disrespected me, knowing that I felt disrespected, even if you didn't mean it, a simple apology goes a long way. A simple I'm sorry you took it that way. It was never meant to be this way. I apologize. I'm sorry. Can we have a civil discourse?
And
when you delete the comment, when you delete the comment and expect people not to send me screenshots who saw it.
Yes, exactly. The internet is forever. Like say a lot. Forever.
But and then post a different comment. And I responded to this person today because I don't hate this person. Mm-hmm. I feel disrespected and I would like an apology, but at the end of the day, like, hating takes too much energy and I'm lazy. Let me finish the rest of these super chats and then I want to show some of these videos because some of them are quite interesting and can say things a lot better
before you do that, Squid, I need to apologize. I'm about ready to fall over.
No problem.
So I need to go.
You're fine.
Okay.
Today has been rough. So
yeah, you did a lot of work today.
Thank you. Yes, unfortunately.
No problem.
I didn't intend to do it either. But
hey, sometimes things happen, and
I got one last parting comment. There's no such thing as gun violence. It's only violence and evil. So get over yourselves.
Yep.
There was a comment today about someone from the UK put in a comment today, and he was like, take a page from the rest of the world looking at you guys with all your gun violence. And I was like, we've had millions of guns for years. It's only the last social media era that's been the problem. It's a mental health problem, and we have people that are denying that it's a mental health problem.
If I can say that there's no such thing as gun violence, knowing what many of you know what about happened to my family.
That's true. It's a very good point.
Then everybody else on the planet that says the words gun and violence in the same sentence, get over yourselves.
And not to rehash that, but we did a couple of videos, and there is a playlist where Captain Kern and I went through his situation. Whereas if you want to watch it in order to not have to have him explain it and go through that again, it is on my channel. Y'all can watch it. It's Captain Kern's playlist. So,
all right, y'all. I'm out of here.
Have a good night.
I need to lay down.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Cap.
Nice to meet you guys. See you later.
And go subscribe to Captain Kern if you haven't. He's awesome. He does a lot of 3D printing. Awesome.
Promoted to the top row.
Why ain't you just special?
My mama tells me that all the time.
Zach, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. And Zach, I did walk on the treadmill for an hour today. Nah, screw your birthday. This is to piss off Valkyrie. And Tammy RM, thanks for the $10 super chat. Happy birthday, Squid. This super chat comes with a prayer that both sides can talk about differences without violence. This is what makes a great country. We can all have different opinions. Yeah, and I have some, before we get to these videos, I have an opinion on that. We have this issue where I was told when I was little that, well, I wasn't told when I was little. I learned when I was little that the right thinks the left are good people with bad ideas. The left thinks the right are just bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we differ in the fact of like, they just think we're evil. And it's like, and here's talking to them is like talking to a bunch of narcissists. They beat you down with what they say and how they berate you for years and years and years. And the minute you stand up for yourself and say something back, you're the bad guy. And that's what I have a problem with. Like people saying Trump's rhetoric, the right's this. We've been called evil, deplorable, Nazis, racist, homophobic, misogynist, all this. I've been called a misogynist. I'm a woman. How the fuck does that work? Mm-hmm. But like, when we stand up and say, y'all are stupid, y'all are lunatics, y'all are out of your fucking minds, all of a sudden we're these bad people with this hateful rhetoric. It's like,
I can't count how many times in the past few days that someone will say something on my post and I'll respond, and their next response will be like, oh, are you triggered? I'm like, no, I'm responding to you. Why? How does that make me triggered?
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, never handle a gun like Thomas Binger.
Oh yeah, God, I fell over laughing when he did that in court.
I didn't fall over laughing because my friends could have been those jurs. Like I have friends that live in that county.
Like that's one thing. Like I said, I grew up around guns. My dad was an avid hunter when he was younger, and we would go to the woods with him, work on the plots, and then spend a couple hours shooting. One thing he drilled in mine and my older brother's head is trigger discipline. So much now that I'm in my 40s, if you hand me so much of it as a water gun out of pure habit, my trigger finger will go to the side out of pure habit. The thing is, these people are not taught how dangerous and how world changing that split second of this movement can be. We saw it the other day. We've seen it we've seen instances of that so many times. The shot heard around the world, which was probably the birth of our nation. We saw it with Kennedy, Lincoln. We've seen these moments with just this little movement changes the course of mankind.
It's not turning point USA anymore. It's tipping point. Because
I think
flashpoint, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Is this a flashpoint?
Well, I think whenever I was born, my daddy, he enrolled me in the NRA when I was an infant child. Now, that's no lie. I have a lifetime membership. He did the whole thing. But when I was a little girl, my daddy had me outside teaching me how to operate that gun, how to keep the safety on.
Oh yeah.
You don't do this. You don't pull the gun up and even look through it unless you're ready to shoot it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Mom.
You got to be ready to shoot it. Whenever that happens, you got to be ready to do
Squid in the house and AJ Raiders. Welcome, AJ Raiders. Hey, Carmen.
But my dad taught me.
Man.
And we don't teach nowadays. We don't teach.
You used to be taught in school.
Yep.
There's a couple schools here that still have shooting teams. But
I think schools here have shooting teams.
I don't know if we do.
Wait a minute. Someone's swearing here. How dare you, madam? How dare you swear? How dare you use the voice?
Fuck did that?
Hi, Spawn. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
No.
Spawn, you know my pretty, but you have probably never met Outpost Nerd. This is Outpost Nerd.
Hello, sweetheart.
And for those in the chat who don't know Outpost Nerd, do you want to introduce yourself? Because we never did the introduction.
That's true. Yeah. So, I'm Outpost Nerd. As I mentioned before, I'm a pop culture comic movie streamer when I have time. Ugh, the time. Come home, it's like, I want to die. Go to sleep. But I talk about pretty much anything that interests me, be it like science, psychology, anything like science, pop culture, and stuff. So if I find it interesting, I'll talk about it. I can have a conversation about anything.
And Flash fan Zach is talking crap. I was not talking bad about you behind your back. I was mentioning on paper that, everybody's welcome in this chat and nobody is, discriminated against on what they look like or what religious beliefs or personal beliefs or political beliefs they have. Like on paper, I use you as an example. On paper, we don't
touchdown. On paper,
we don't mesh paper, but papers,
Yeah,
if you use the identity politics 101 paper, Flash fan and I are not supposed to be friends. But Flash fan and I are pretty good friends.
It's like I remember this news report from the 90s. It was a white guy and a Mexican guy being interviewed by a Latina news reporter. The white guy, his head was bloody because it was an LA riot. And it was the black man, a white man, and the Latina reporter. The Latina looks at the white man. Do you hate him? You're a white man. Do you hate him? He's like, why would I hate him? He didn't do this to me. I don't hate anybody.
I saw a video today of somebody posted a video and it was a reaction video to where it was like, Republicans hate black people. Huh? And it was like this young, I would say maybe 22, 23-year-old white guy was on a podcast and he was like, Republicans hate black people. They treat them like they don't, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, just because we don't care. I think people misunderstand when I say I don't care. It's like, no, it's not that I don't care about you. It's like, I don't care. We'll just use oh crap. You don't introduce yourself like Flux. You don't go, Flux doesn't go, hi, I'm Flux. I'm, a lesbian. That's not how she introduces herself because that's not who she is. That is just a part of who she is. It's not her personality. It's not her whole world. It's just happens to be who she's attracted to.
It's like we just said, this isn't, the world is not AA where you're like, hi, I'm nerd and I'm this, and this.
Come on. I'm Squid and I'm an alcoholic. Like, no, I don't. No, like
I
it's
guess
not.
if that's true, then I'm not supposed to be friends with black people. I got a couple of Facebook messages I got to send then, because when I was in school, one of the greatest guys I've ever known in my near 40 years, I'm 5'3", short, fat, little round guy. Take the hat off.
In the chat.
I'd be like in SpongeBob, like when Neptune takes his hat off. Bald. That's me. I'm bald. Big deal. Whoop-de-doo. But he's a 6 foot tall black guy, arms the size of tree trunks, lineman for our football team. Nicest, greatest guy. I could message him now, and he'd be here to help me if I needed him. It does not matter. Skin color, who you sleep with, does not matter. It does. I don't give two shits. Flux is awesome. I've talked to her, played Minecraft with her. She's great. I don't care. I just hope I just wish. The only time I would care if someone was hurting her.
Yeah,
Right.
That's just one of those things of like, I use her as an example because she's awesome like that, and it's like because she knows I'll use her as an example and she won't take offense to it. It's just one of those like. It's like when you cut your arm or you cut your finger on you're chopping vegetables in the kitchen and you cut your finger. What color is it? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like it's in The Merchant of Venice when I can't remember the character's name. It's that famous line. He's a Jewish character. He's a Jewish man. He's getting just rained by the courts. He's like, tickle us, do we not laugh? Prick us, do we not bleed? We're the same. My best friend right now is a devout Jew. He's like Joe, and Joe is another great guy. I don't care about his religion. I care about how he acts, how he treats me, how he treats other people, and that is what we have forgotten. Shylock, thank you.
Yeah.
Shylock,
hey, Spawn, how are you doing tonight? He just muted himself.
Well, I've been. Hi, you've reached Spawn. Please leave a message after the tone.
And Spawn is our resident non-U.S. citizen. So,
what you mean, non-Americanese?
Yes.
My feelings are hurt. I need a safe space.
Okay, put your voice changer on and act like a Brit here.
Silence, peasant. Anyway, no. Here's the thing that I find really strange. It's like this day and age. You have to be really clever to be able to not have in a conversation where you upset someone just by the fact that you're talking. I get it. The mentality these days is weaker than it was 10, 20, 50, 30 years ago. People are very easily offended by the slightest thing. However, under the circumstances, from what I've been watching lately, ever since what happened in Utah. I mean, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Seems to have disappeared out the vocabulary of humanity. So that, yeah. I'm trying to be very polite because obviously I've only Mr. Nerd. Hello, sir. How are you doing, sir? Hello, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, madam. Yeah. But I mean, we've gone over this multiple times. I think if people would walk around with a tissue, because at least they'd have something to wipe their face after they take their face for a shit. At least they'd have something to wipe their mouth. The biggest issue is the perfect example is unfortunately with the unfortunate demise of Mr. Kirk. He was someone who would stand there and discuss whatever you didn't like. If say for example you didn't like, like people go, Happy Traitors Day or something like that for the 4th of July, 1776. Thing is, you've got it wrong. 1776 is not the actual day of freedom. It was actually 1783. It's. I mean, if you're going to try to rub it in of the founders or the origin of the America, you would go 1783, not 1777. Who gives a shit about tea? I drink coffee. the biggest issue is, I'll tell you right now, people know that I'm outspoken. People know if I think you're a cock, I'm going to call you a cock. And the people I've met, and by the way, Outpost Nerd, nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you too.
People I have met so far are not offended when I call them a cockwomble or a spunk bucket.
I call him a Welsh twat.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, going off of that, what I do personally is me and my best. If I like you, I will poke fun at you because I'm putting that extra energy in to thinking of this stuff to say to you. Exactly. If I don't like you, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to deal with you. And that's what, like I said, when I was in college, a lot of these kids didn't understand. They didn't, like, if you listen to me and my best friend, you would think like we were racist gay lovers. Because we talk these stupid things to each other.
I mean, I get exactly what you say. I mean, you know, like the sense of humor that some people can get when you get people who are uptight or introvert. Now, the thing is, you can't sort of blame people who are introvert because they are scared to socialize or communicate outwards. But it's like, I mean, I can remember like having friends me turn around, they would call me a batty boy, and I'm like, well, hang on a minute, what? And in the old days, batty boy means, you know, you like to take it up your chocolate body. You know, you're a chocolate factory inspector, and it's humor, it's banter, it's like My Pretty or like Squid. You know, sometimes with Squid, I don't get a fucking word in sideways, or with My Pretty, she will fucking rip me a new one, and I don't even realize she's done it until I actually go, oh. You know, it's like I'll send you a memo that I've just.
She hits you with the bless your heart.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart.
But she hits it in a way where it's like, wait, was that an insult or was that her saying nice? Because it's like the F-bomb. Yeah. It's like the word fuck. It's all about context.
That's right.
And it's like, wait, were you insulting me or were you trying to be?
It's like, I heard a comedian say, he was asked, what is your favorite curse word? And he said, fuck, because you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah. And do you know why? Because it's not a swear word.
Really?
Yes, fuck and shit are not swear words, they're abbreviations. For example, shit, believe it or not, stands for store high in transit. And basically, it used to be used, right, for canal boats or for boats that would travel across sea. Because if you had anything that could create methane or could damage anything, they used to put them in sacks where on the side of the sack it would go SHIT, store high in transit. And that is no lie. That's no joke.
That's
English language, America. You know, we invented it first, so fuck you. Anyway. And then fuck, right? Fuck is not is also not a swear word, it is an abbreviation. And it's also like I've had this argument where we can talk about it some other time. It stands under the fornication under the consent of the king.
And hey, Carmen. And welcome, Sarah,
Hello,
from FND to the stream.
But I call you the female. What do you call them? Van Gogh. There you go.
Van Gogh.
Yeah, female version of Van Gogh. Yeah, so it's how you use the word. If I, for example, called you the Muffin Man, right? Okay, or, the Muffin Lady, right? That means I'm calling you to see you next Tuesday. It's a different terminology, different. It's like our humor is different to your humor. When you call someone a dork, it can be like an endearment or like, oh my god, you absolute dork. Yeah, it's just like when we call someone a wanker, which Americans for some reason can't call people wanker. Go Wonka, Willy Wonka.
I'm gonna get to Carmen's comment really quick. What she said, what really bothers me right now is getting grouped in because I like the same gender. I don't like it because right now I don't agree with a lot of it. It's been very hard lately. Unfortunately, I can't put myself in your shoes because I can kind of see where you're coming from. That like I feel like there's the first part of that, the alphabet community, the first part kind of. The last part took over the first part. Like it used to be LGB. Like that's the normal part. That's like you love who you love. That's the sane part. And then everybody else kind of went wee and took over. But it is, it is what it is. But the thing is Carmen, like I honestly like you just be you because that's why people like you. Like you just keep doing you and do what you do. And I mean, honestly, like that's all we can do these days is just be ourselves, right? Because when we try to be somebody else or like
I mean,
people can tell, like Carmen, I can tell that you're not the type of person to be attached to the stuff that I don't agree with.
can I point something out?
Possibly.
Like
Bye,
I don't
Ronnie.
know. I don't
Taz.
know Nerd. Okay,
Bye,
I don't,
Taz.
me and Nerd don't know each other from Adam. We've only just met. If me and him were walking down that zigzag road, right? Probably we're both gamers, or we like hunting, or we like pew-pews, or whatever. And we're walking down that road in San Francisco. And I said to him, I said, does that look like a penis? That little tower in San Francisco? The one that there's a tower in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Excuse me?
I actually know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it was used as a sniper position, or someone who used that as a... And I went, doesn't that look like a penis? Like a man sausage? And no, and we're walking down San Francisco, and we've known each other, for a couple of hours. It doesn't matter what orientation we are. It doesn't matter what skin color we are. It doesn't matter what ideology we follow. It doesn't matter from where we come from. At the end of the day, the most important foundation is that we're human beings. That's that's the first and foremost thing, that we're human beings. What we're taught by our parents is how we portray ourselves. When we get old enough to actually start teaching ourselves, that's where things start going into the interesting realm. Because at the end of the day, it's like, no one created Squid, no one created Nerd, no one created Living, no one created Mad Pretty, but me, I was created. Yeah, I'm the odd one out. Do you know why?
Because you're military.
I'm the only Brit here. So does that make me any better than you guys, or any worse than you guys?
No.
Depends on the day.
You see, like there's a lot of people going, why is there a Brit on a panel with Americans? He's not American. He's not American. America. Do you know what? I think I'm more American than half of the people I've ever met. Is that comment fueled with a little bit of fire? Is that a very, very dangerous comment to say?
So
that's what it's like now. Very confusing. You can't understand what the hell the person's saying. And all I'm saying is like, good evening, America. Be nice to each other.
Oh, well, Heather, if you want a real treat, back up to the first like 30 minutes of the stream. I had a streamer who I've wanted to get on this channel for a while, and I didn't actually think that it would ever happen, but he showed up. I was so excited. I was so nervous. Like, I was so nervous. I know he's just a person, and I know he's just a cool person, but like, you ever just not...
I remember...
hope that it goes as well as you think it should.
I remember when Nick and Drex used to do those call-in shows. People,
God, those were awesome.
And I remember this still makes me laugh. I was the very last person one night, and a couple of guys before me, they were one of them talked about having a blind girlfriend, and the other talked about having a girlfriend that had seizures. I come on. And my girlfriend, who I just recently had broken up with at the time, was blind and had seizures.
Oh, snap.
And Drex, I tell that, and Nick's eyes get like big as saucers. And Drex is like, whoa, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? It's just, no. I wish they would would do that. But
It's
topic, sorry.
Yeah, it is huge. The thing that the problem is these days, okay, is that everyone is offended. Or they it's like people wake up and I'm offended today. I'm offended that it doesn't matter what it is, because I like after what happened in Utah. I mean, I did a bit of research on quite a bit, but the thing is, I was coming across videos from the past and from videos from different creators, who are absolutely innocent. Some of them are part of the LGBT alphabet group. I can't pronounce half of it. Some people are very politically.
I can't either.
Some people are very political. Some people are very, like, yeah, man, peace, man. And then there's some people who are very religious. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you're going to get people you're not going to agree with. You're going to get people you're not going to be able to stay in stay on the same topic because you're not going to agree with them. But I was seeing videos of people getting fired because of what they said about Charlie Kirk. Look, there's a place and a time. If you got an opinion, there's an opinion, but you don't go on to today with the internet. The internet is the most dangerous place on earth. Mm-hmm. It can make you or it can break you. And the thing is, when you joke and you make fun of someone's demise, it's not a good thing to do.
I think that's the most evil thing you can do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, kind of putting that in my nerd sphere. The writer of the current run of the Red Hood for DC, I don't know, they're transgender, so it posted, made a post cheering about Charlie's death. They woke up yesterday to a phone call from DC saying you're fired, and the run is canceled. They post a video and they're just, you got me fired. They're literally that close to the camera. You got me fired. Like, was it yesterday? I saw it today. And it's like, okay, you cheered. And DC has a history of ignoring when people say stuff like this. But I think this event is too big for corporations like DC. Like Disney even put their flags down to half-mast when Trump ordered it in honor of Charlie, which surprised me.
Well, there's this. So I'm gonna stop sharing that, and I'm just gonna share my. Let there be light.
Hi, honey.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I don't like. I can't put myself in the position of an American, but what I can't understand is, I mean, you can say whatever you like, but it has to be within reason. But when it comes to employment law, there has to be a lot. I mean, look, I'm not endorsing on what people have been saying about this. Absolutely not. You don't take someone's life just because you have a different opinion, or you have a different rhetoric or different gender. Absolutely not. You don't have that right to force that upon anybody. There has to be a line drawn between employment law and freedom of speech. You can't have freedom of speech and break the law by firing someone because if they are bringing ill disrepute, or if they're bringing negative publicity to your company, then you deal with it that way.
That's where a lot.
I have a thought about that. It's freedom of speech from government persecution. It's not freedom of consequence from a private business or ethical concerns when you work with children.
I understand.
Well, the First Amendment is actually not to guarantee you free speech. It's to guarantee the government cannot create a law to limit your speech. That's what it actually is.
So we're gonna bring up this girl because this girl worked past tense for Children's Hospital of Atlanta, where God forbid I never hope I have to take the little for other reasons that if you've watched Megan's channel at all, you know the Hernandez family and some other things with Children's Hospital of Atlanta. However, this was a freaking nurse.
Hang on a minute. What's his ancestors got to do with this?
Huh?
What's his kids got to do with this?
What do you
What?
Huh?
The comment that she's made.
This is what she posted. He has kids, his kids, his ancestors, especially the bitch birth. So basically talking about his mom. But Children's Healthcare of Atlanta is aware of inappropriate comments on social media made by an employee. This type of rhetoric is not acceptable. Violates our social media policy. So you have freedom of speech, but you are not for freedom of consequence. Like this employee has been terminated. Just like that picture I brought up a few seconds ago. Your freedom of speech is not like, if you believe people deserve to be shot for their opinions, don't cry when you get fired for yours. Like,
Isn't there part of the freedom of speech where hate speech is not protected? If it's
hate speech.
Hate speech is not.
Now hate speech is protected because what's the point of it? If it's speech you don't like, what's the point of having a First Amendment?
Yeah,
this is the thing that Charlie was talking about.
Hate speech is protected. Threats are not protected.
Threats of violence, that is not protected. Like I think.
Sorry, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
There was a big case. Nick has talked about this. I can't remember, but it was back in like the 70s during the Vietnam War, 70s, 60s or 70s, whatever. During the Vietnam War, where a guy got arrested for wearing a shirt that said "fuck the draft," and the judge determined he can say that. There was a guy a couple of years ago in Florida who put on a sticker on the back on his truck window. It said "Cops suck the D." He got pulled over and got charged with like lewdness.
Oh, I remember that. That was in the papers over here as well, because and he got away with it as well. And I think he sued the police or something. False. I don't know, but there was a big court case about it.
Yeah.
Because it was, what did he say? Freedom of expression or freedom of speech, and it was covered by the First Amendment.
Yep.
And then
there was a guy got in trouble for having "Kiss My ASS" on the back of his truck, and he's got a $256,000 lawsuit against the police department.
Yeah, that's another thing I've noticed. Maybe Ned or one of you guys can actually confirm this, but I mean, since the 80s over in America, the suing pandemic has become
it is awful.
Daily life. I mean, you get next door neighbors. I'm going to sue you for coming on my property, and I have a shotgun, but I'm going to sue you anyway. You know.
Well, it's like there was this woman who was suing. I keep bringing up Nick, but he's like the law tuber I watch the most.
I used to watch him all the time too. I watched him the other day in that god awful shot to that sushi.
Yeah,
Tabasco.
I work during the day, and he's streaming more during the day now, so I haven't been able to watch him in a while.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a human alarm clock that does not sleep past 6.
Do you know, all I'm hearing is excuses here, ladies and gentlemen.
Me staying up late is like, even if I can physically stay up late, I'm getting up at the same time every day.
Oh, okay.
But he had a woman that he spoke out against who turned around and sued her. She sued him. Turned out she was called, there's a term called, what is it? Vicious litigants. I can't pronounce the first word.
Vexatious litigant.
Vexatious litigants. And it turns out there are people who make their living suing people.
Oh, well, I know some people like that.
Yeah, I know something like that too.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. So wait.
Somebody with some supersized lips.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Do you know there was something I was going to say, but I totally forgot now.
And I'm sorry, Spawn. And living life, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, it's been one of those days where I didn't want to get up, and I think this has kind of impacted me a little bit. So,
Yeah.
which is understandable. Having PTSD and FND, and I probably should just shut down the computer and say see ya, but I kind of want to, do my part, suffering from PTSD and, FND, because I know it's going to impact regardless if you see the footage to, the people that, were right there, so hopefully I can, make an impact.
And I have kind of an unpopular opinion about the footage of Charlie.
Oh God, that
I
heart
think that
helps me.
certain people should watch it, even though it was sad and unbelievably violent. I believe that certain people should watch it because, like Camelot said at the beginning, people think that talking crap about people and dehumanizing people is a game.
Mm.
It makes it, when you watch it, it makes it real. And I believe that a lot of people who hide behind keyboards and talk all this garbage about people need to actually see that this shit is real.
So having PTSD, and here's the thing, when I was a kid, I was bullied a lot. And I am realizing that seeing the shooter, um, I'm going to therapy, so don't worry. But I am the kid that bullied me in school. I'm actually seeing my brain is converting. So I'm seeing the kid from high school. It's kind of crazy how your mind can
The thing
convert.
is, when you get in actually, sorry, I interrupted. Carry on. I'll carry on. Sarah, carry on.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It's kind of weird having 5 people on a stream, so kind of different.
Two things I want to just very quickly jump in here. Earlier on, Squid and Nerd said something. There's no excuse, ladies and gentlemen. The technology that we've got today, you are never going to escape the internet, no matter what you do. Even if you, if you're not near your computer, you've got your phone, or someone else has got technology like a phone. So that's one thing. And also, there are people who have got the gift of the gab. There are people who can very easily convince. Because the internet is, how can I say it? It's like walking into a minefield and then tiptoeing around and going, "Oh, when is it going to go pop?" And it's unfiltered, so that means anything can be shown. Anything, well, to a certain point, but everything can be said. And the only way people are protected are by the terms of service and by the guidelines of each platform. Now, when I was seeing all these people on the internet commenting, Squid mentioned about watching what happened to him at the moment. At the moment it happened. Okay. Now, I'm former military. Squid is former military, and anyone who's been on an operational theatre or has been trained in traumatic wounds or has operate as a police officer, law enforcement officer, or a paramedic or a fireman, right? We've come across things like that. that type of thing. So for me, watching that scene, and I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to trigger people, I don't want to upset people. I watched that video nearly 30 times to analyze, the initial traumatic incident. Whoever put that online, because it got taken down, by the way, it has been taken down, but it unfortunately, I think it will wake people up. It will bring people back into the world of reality instead of being in the fantasy world, because that's the reality of the way people are these days. Some people will get so offended that they will actually take someone else's life. And that's the most scariest thing. That's the most scariest thing, because if, say, for example, me and Nerd, or me and Sarah, or me and my Pretty, or Squid, we fall out, and then you turn around and say, well, I'm going to slot you, or I'm going to slot you. I mean, why bring violence into it when you just don't agree? I mean, if you want to have
walk away.
Exactly. But at the same time, like, I spoke about it on my live stream the other night because I needed to get it out of my system, because, I showed different pictures, I showed different angles. I went through what I, as an observer, and what I wanted to get at, to discuss. Squid has discussed it. I don't know about you, Nerd.
I have not yet.
No. And that's it. But the mentality of today's, how can I say this without upsetting probably 90% of the population of this planet? Just fucking grow up. Yeah. Stop acting like spoiled little fucking kids. If someone says no, it's no. Stop labeling fucking everything, and smell the coffee and realize that, you are not going to fucking like what people say. You're not going to like people's opinion, right? And if ever people's opinion and behavior upsets you more than you actually taking a look in the mirror, then is it wise to have a conversation with someone? There you go. I'll shut up now.
Right. You can learn from each other. I mean, I have friends that are not Republicans, that are liberals. I have friends that are independents. I have friends that are Catholics, like you were talking about, Jewish friends. I learned something from them. I listened to their opinion, and I learned something. I may not agree with everything, but I walk away from our discussion saying, you know what, I didn't know that. I listened to what they say. And that's something that we, for some reason, we're forgetting that part. We're forgetting the part where it's okay to talk to each other and discuss things and know that we don't have to agree on everything, but we can learn from each other. And we fail to see that part. I see it on social media so much that everyone's not allowed to have their opinion without being jumped on for their opinion.
Well, that's what I learned when I was really little was Republicans view Democrats as good people with bad ideas. Democrats view Republicans as bad people. And that has never been more true than it is today.
I would go further with that from the past, from the Obama era. Starting in the Obama era, the left doesn't see the right as bad people anymore. They see the right as monsters and animals. When you have politicians over and over again, like Eric Holder, the Obama AG, he famously said on video, if the right goes low, we go lower and we kick them. Or you have David Harbour, the actor from Stranger Things, getting an award and saying, if you see a Republican, you punch them in the face.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me show a video. I have the video of all of the what people have said.
Bigotry.
I'm gonna go.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We're gonna start this.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist,
I can't stand her. Fuck off.
a huge component of fascism is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
All right, can we just
don't know what fascism is.
I already said the same thing. They couldn't even give you a definition.
Right, can I just say something here? Very quickly. And I'm going to look at fucking chat because I am so sick and tired of hearing people fucking throw these labels around. Right, where am I? Okay. Bring the microphone very close. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this voice. Right, I want everyone here to tell me, what does Nazi stand for? I don't want anyone else. I want fucking common sense. What does Nazi, the word Nazi, stand for? Let me explain. Let me educate you. Right, Nazi was a political party. It stands for Nationalsozialistische Arbeiterpartei. Right, and in short, it was called Nazi. The word Gestapo, right? Gestapo, Geheimstaatspolizei, secret police, basically. Now, when you label people, okay, Nazis, racists, fucking whatever you want to call it, right? You're basically stating that you've got two different types of organizations. You've got, the brainwashed black shirts, and then the bullies of the brown shirts. So what you're trying to say is that your environment, your country is not a country of freedom, right? It's not a country of of where you can become anything you like. What you're turning around, you're actually saying that your country, right, is basically a dictatorship. That's what you're trying to say. And why is it that the people who cause most of the problems sit on that freaking platform and call people a fascist? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. When you call someone far right, they're racist. Okay, has everyone forgot to use the word discrimination? Just because you got an opinion, does that make you a fucking racist? No, it doesn't. It makes you opinionated. It upsets people because they don't like to hear it. And maybe you'd have to fucking grow a spine or grow a thicker skin if you don't like what people say. If we carry on the way we're carrying on as a human, as a human, as a Homo sapien or the human race, the way we're carrying on, it's going to come to a point where no one is going to be able to even communicate with anyone who they live with, let alone anyone who's walking down the street. It fucking sickens me to that. And all this is suddenly now fucking, putting under a microscope after someone took someone else's life, a 31-year-old person's life, because they were opinionated. Fucking sickens me. And that's the clean version, by the way.
Well, appreciate that. I have a video to show. Let's see this.
Sorry, Ned, that you have to meet me on this under these circumstances.
That's fine. No, you're good.
Nope. I
saw this.
Yeah, this is my this is a huge. I posted this on my community page because this was my response to a Brit, not Spawn, but somebody else who commented, and their comment wasn't disrespectful.
Put me in a room with him, turn the lights off. put
No,
me in
their comment wasn't disrespectful. It was
no,
something
but
about
he is a provocateur. Like, I have never been able, and I swear to God, I've never been able.
Spawn. I think
I see him. I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
Oh, Piers? No, Piers is not the problem in this situation. This person commented on one of my posts about the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and I was on the treadmill. Also, I was on the treadmill and watching the Wisconsin-Alabama game, so I was not able.
Did Alabama win?
Yeah, of course.
Ugh.
I know. It's Wisconsin. They were playing with a backup quarterback, and their starter sucked. So, of course, their backup is going to suck. But this basically said what I was feeling. It's like talking to a leftist these days is like talking to an anti-Trumper in some ways. It's like talking to a narcissist. They beat you down, call you all kinds of shit, and the minute you speak up and start defending yourself, you're this horrible rhetoric person. But she says it perfectly. And I'm going to play what she says. Let's see if it'll play.
And it's the other side that commits the vast majority of political violence. You know, there's a tacit admission from the left that their side is the violent side, because if somebody, God forbid, if a big left-wing influencer, God forbid, was killed, what they would be doing immediately is boarding up every single major city in America, because there would be rioting and looting. People would die. We know that tens, if not hundreds of people died during the BLM riots. And obviously, none of that has happened, and none of that is expected to happen, despite the fact that the right, whose avatar was just murdered in cold blood, is heavily armed, right? So there is this tacit understanding from the left, even as they call the right the source of all the political violence and fascists and Nazis and what have you, that actually the right will not pick up their arms and turn on their leftist neighbors, right? They rely on the forbearance of their conservative neighbors who are much more heavily armed not to actually take revenge. And we all know that this is happening. They just won't admit it. It is so amazing to sit here and have people bring up case after case after case that has been like thoroughly debunked. You know, just because Josh Shapiro is a Democrat doesn't mean the person who tried to assassinate him was a Republican. That guy did it, he said, because Josh Shapiro is killing his Palestinian friends, okay? And we have cases like that again and again. They have to keep going back to January 6th, which, as Vince pointed out, no one was killed except...
So basically, I mean, I could go on, but that's the perfect representation of like what I think. There's this thing of like, they keep saying that Republicans are this, Trumpers are this. But like, they just killed one of the biggest Trump supporters and biggest MAGA people in the world. And if we were that kind of person, they'd be boarding up freaking businesses. They'd be preparing for riots. They'd be
running for the hills.
If the right
is candlelight vigils.
If the right acted like the left, there would be no country left.
Yep.
But
And also,
hold on. Let me. The guy in the middle, goes on, and in that video, he goes on and he's insulting, panderizing, because he's following Salt, and the left does this spectacularly. They follow, their Bible is Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals. And rule 13 is pick the target, freeze it, personalize it, and polarize it. The left will take any issue, make it personal. Just like I spoke about earlier, the guy's like, would you respond and be like, oh, are you triggered? No. Why? You're trying to get, they do that to try to get a rise out of you.
Yeah, they're like a narcissist.
Exactly.
Like,
why is it
they're like some people we know.
Why is it that, like, maybe sometimes I need to keep my mouth shut in some circumstances, but on this occasion, I'm fucking going to open it up like a Dartford tunnel.
But
Now,
that's what this is for.
Yeah, I mean, point one, she goes on and on and on about fascists and Nazis, right? First of all, she probably doesn't even know what country the Nazism came from. Second of all, what's going on in America? It's like people don't want to think for themselves. I mean, you know, where you hear that
She's actually right in this. She's actually right in this.
No, hear me out. You've got this sheep mentality. When someone says something that's correct and sounds good, everyone goes, yes, what he's saying is correct, or what she's saying is correct. No one thinks for themselves. Now, since and you know, may his soul rest in peace. You know, when obviously Charlie Kirk's life was ended unfairly by someone who is unhinged. Okay, well, until they can actually prove that. But why are they riding his coattail and coming out with all this shit? Why aren't they doing that before? Why aren't they look at Biden? Biden makes a tweet on X. You know as well as I do, he wouldn't even find the on switch, let alone to be able to turn on a light switch. He didn't write that. Someone else wrote that.
I like what she had to say, because what she had to say was what I was thinking.
What she was
no rioting.
She was saying the things that like Charlie would not be far off from that. I can't speak. I'm not going to speak
for him, but yeah.
But that was the things she was saying is like the right does not do this stuff. They're called fascist Nazis and all that, and they still don't do that. Do what the left does.
Admits that they don't. The left admits that we don't do that because by not going and boarding up these businesses, you're admitting that you're not expecting violence, which for calling people violent, you're not preparing for people that you call violent to actually be violent. And
no, what I mean is the fact that labels are being used. Either side, it doesn't matter. Right?
Oh, she was just bringing up the labels that are being used against Republicans every day in this country.
And what about the riots? There's been riots going on for the last 5-6 years over in the States. There's always riots going on.
All about liberals, BLM, all sorts of social. There are literally companies now that hire protesters.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
It's not the right don't really do that because if the right did it, we have seen it the past 2-3 days. She's not. She's pointing out the hypocrisy of the left.
Yeah, she's pointing out the fact that we're called all these names, but they don't even believe their own bullshit. Because if they did, they wouldn't be just sitting here talking. They would be instilling curfews. They would be sending out extra police. Businesses would be boarding up. You'd be preparing for riots because you just killed the avatar of the MAGA movement, basically. Our most important figure.
They killed a future president.
Let me ask you a triggered question, one with probably enough explosives to, make a second moon. Do you think that? How can I put this? If you are against immigration and stuff like that, you're a fascist, or you're a racist and far right. If you did it there, if you want to, if you've never been to the part of the world, let alone to the country, but you demonstrate about, the Middle East, you this, you that. Do you get a distinct feeling that certain groups and certain lawgivers are sterilizing the how can I put this? It's like sterilization of common sense.
We have first world problems. People don't. I can't remember who made the quote. Maybe Reagan. I'm not sure, but something about, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact quote, but hard times make for strong men. Easy times make for weak men. We are in easy ass times right now.
It's hard times create weak men. Easy times create weak men create hard times create strong men create good times, which create weak men. It's a lot longer than that.
It's
it's
and that's
confusing.
why I was
Sorry.
paraphrasing because that's why I was paraphrasing because I couldn't
sorry.
remember the entire quote, but it was kind of it's that we're in the easy times create weak men.
Yeah.
Part of the equation, and people over here have never actually experienced because of our first or our Second Amendment is the reason that our country has never been truly invaded. Pearl Harbor is as close as they've gotten. So Pearl Harbor is as close as they've gotten. So we haven't had situations like World War II where other countries have been invaded where you had actual hardship, and this is not the 30s where we had the Great Depression. We don't have actual hardship over here, so people are making up these false. Yes, in the 90s, the LGBT community had actual, in the 60s, blacks had actual hardships. But now in the 2000s era, people are inventing problems. And yes, people do have hard times individually, but overall as a society, we have a pretty damn easy compared to lots of other countries. And we are spoiled, and we do not realize how we are spoiled. When I see something like Gays for Palestine, my brain freaking explodes because I'm like, do you not realize that if you were over there,
they don't.
And I'm like, do you not see the yes, and Flash fan, I agree. And people still individually have hard times. But I also think if you keep voting the same way every time and expecting something different to happen, that might be a personal problem.
Can I just throw something in? Can I throw something on the fire here? But please make sure that you are protected by the explosion. When was the last time? Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a heavy question. Please make sure that you are buckled up. Oh, yes. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you actually used the word or heard the word discrimination instead of racism? When was the last time you actually heard that word? And there's a reason why I'm asking.
I used it last
week. It's been a hot minute.
Right.
Probably the news sometime.
No, I used it last week when I asked somebody if they were discriminated against me for being a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. Right. So here's the reason I'm saying this is this. If say all for us four, okay, decided to, the louder you shout, the less people want to get anywhere near you. Right. So there's an old saying, is that the louder you shout, the less they know about. And about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, here in the UK, right, a big thing started going off. First, it was about religion. Then it was about gender and sexuality and pronouns. Then it went back to religion, and now it's about God knows what. And people started saying racism, racist, racism, racist, racism, instead of discrimination, because there's two different meanings. One is racism, okay, and then discrimination. I'm not going to go into it. Everyone should know the difference. But have you noticed that people, the louder they shout, the less people want to get involved, and therefore they can create a cocoon, a buffer zone around them. So the more they shout, the more people just back away, and that's what's causing the divide in multiple different groups.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, it's like the boy who cried wolf. When people say it over and over and over and over and over again, it starts to lose its meaning. And then when it does actually happen, people don't want to pay attention because it's like, okay, you say this all the damn time.
Yeah.
Like, should I believe you? Like,
it's like watching those. Like I watch a lot of YouTube videos of actual body cam. And the first thing a lot of times will happen when the person's put in handcuffs, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. nobody's taking you seriously. Nobody's paying attention to what you're saying when you do something like that. The people that really are having issues, let's say somebody is having, an issue breathing, they're not going to get that attention because they're just automatically going to think that they're just saying, are you hearing it now from the women? I'm pregnant. I saw this woman. She was 67 years old, telling the cops not to put her in handcuffs because she was pregnant. You're using that. It's being used.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but from someone who's been pregnant before, being pregnant's not a disability.
I agree.
I just think it's only a matter of time before something implodes, and then I've noticed that you get these people screaming, "I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can breathe!" Excuse me, you're screaming from the top of the bottom of your lungs. You could richly, if they put you on a cliff, you'd be the new type of version of a fucking foghorn. And if you don't do something, if you play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you break the law. And guess what? They restrain you. Why? To protect you and themselves.
I think the coach actually said that to the gym, at the gym the other day. They were like, I'm like, oh, I can't breathe. That was so hard. And she's like, you're talking, right? I'm like, yeah, good point. Touche.
Baseballs.
So
I was just saying something.
And to everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, I actually did my job as a creator and as a host, and I put everybody's links in the description of the video before the video started or before the stream started. I actually did my damn job this time. I actually prepped. I like, holy fuck, what the hell? Who am I? And what happened to Squid? Because I actually did my damn job.
Wait, I missed Captain Kern?
Yeah.
Damn him.
He had to go. He was tired. He installed a door today.
He installed a door and that made him... Yeah, okay.
He installed the door in the rain with chronic health issues. Yeah, it's
okay. I won't mock him. Why do you do this to me, Squid? There's me going, yay, I can mock someone. Then you go, oh, and you say that, and I go, oh.
Yeah. So.
But let me ask you a question.
Honey. Good to see you.
Sorry for the cough. Let me ask you. Let me ask you three Americanese a question. All right. Well, my pretty Americanese, or is she just a witch? Anyway.
With a B.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you a simple question. I'm going to try to avoid politics. All the different terminologies and pronouns and everything. When do you think the first big street battle is going to happen? Because there's going to be fallout from all this. You know that, don't you?
Not from this. I don't think there's going to be anything like of that due to this. I don't think
about the shooting. I'm talking about the excuse me a second.
I know there's been politicians who have already tried to introduce legislation.
I'm talking about people getting sick and tired of what happened last year. Did you just fall off the throne, my pretty?
No, I sit on my throne all the time.
Right.
Invisible entity. He says Americanese. It's a joke, long-standing joke. He makes fun of Americans, but yeah.
The reason Spawn's
like that big brother that I didn't want, but I have now.
Oh, in the fucking heart. I mean, yeah,
trust me, we give it back to him just as much.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
We give it back. We give it back.
Yeah, and listen, it's a term of endearment. Okay, if I really wanted to insult you, I assure you,
if we really cared what you thought, we wouldn't have,
shut up,
kicked you out in 1776.
It's like that old Tom Selleck movie where he's a cowboy in Australia and dealing with the British officers, and he says something along
Quincy Down Under.
Quincy Down Under, great movie. He says something along the lines like, the British officer says something about respect. He's like, well, we stopped caring what you think in 1776. I love Tom Selleck. Great actor.
Do you know what? Fuck all of you.
You love us and you know it.
No, I mean, no, it's like, listen, I mean, I've got American friends. I've served with Americans, but
She doesn't know any better.
I'd love to go.
What he said.
I'd love to go to the UK. I probably wasn't on a watch list for my post. Knowing my luck, I'd get off the plane and get arrested right off the bat. The way y'all are going right now.
No,
I've called people a muppet. I'd get arrested.
No, the minute you change national, when you fucking fly into British Airways, that airspace, that's it. Cuffs go on. No, you know, the thing is, a lot of people. You see, this is what I'm trying to say is that it's very easy to be offended if you don't understand the narrative. And when I say, you know, Americanese, right, it's a little bit of sarcasm with a little bit of dark humor, because the thing is, Chinese businessmen are going around America buying up all the fucking land. And
depends on what state you're in. Some states have actually banned.
I rest my case. There you go.
Have made it illegal for the Chinese Communist Party to own any land. I think Texas and I think here in Florida, where I hope to God this is true.
I wish Georgia would get there.
No, and the thing is, it's a bit of a joke, right? And I call people Americanese, but you don't complain that the fact that I use the word peasants.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I don't care, you red coat. That's what I'd say in response to him. I don't bother me.
Charlie Kirk once said, "Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right."
Yeah,
that's very true.
What did Rick Greaves, the British actor, the English actor,
and Invisible Entity? That's not trying to point you out or say that you were offended or anything like that. That's not, you know. I just brought your comment up because I thought it was funny.
My thing is, I know the British won't survive into the future because in Firefly they tell us the only two cultures left are the Americans and the Chinese.
Oh, fuck off! Just because they have American accent.
Oh, this stream took a turn.
It's so funny that Josh Whedon. It's such a great plot point. He'd have these American cowboy looking characters, and they just start saying stuff in Mandarin Chinese, and it was the worst, most vile curse words and insults you could think of. But it got through the censors because the censors didn't understand what they were saying. Yeah. I couldn't breathe after that.
Do you know what? Oh God!
Emma's back.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. Like, I mean, you're probably into the same type of like genre that I am, like Spaceballs. That, you know, I definitely like. Yeah, I think I've already seen.
Schwartz be with you.
You want my Schwartz?
See, and this is where y'all lose me because it's been years since I've seen that.
It's okay, Squid. The Schwartz is strong in you.
Coming out with a sequel finally after what 40 years.
Carmen said, "Spawn, if you're British, you burned our capital to the ground once." That was rude, but we came back.
Hey, listen. At least it got your lazy asses off the chair and you painted it white. That's why it's called the White House.
Yeah, we're too poor to build a new one, so we just painted it.
Yeah, it's like
pretty much. I know.
Good.
Never mind.
Listen, I don't get. I mean, if you want to insult, if you want to insult the jocks, like the English or the Irish, you crack on. I don't really care. I can't stand English anyway. And like people go, "Well, you sound English." Yeah, because I was born in Wales. My first 6 months I spent in Wales, and then we moved around the fucking world. So of course I'm not going to say. Why do you think I came back to my roots?
And James says, perhaps when we talk about Charlie, we should pray for him. Yeah, and I saw a picture that had him and Irina, the woman who was stabbed on the public transportation in North Carolina. Him hugging her, and basically, it kind of made me a little emotional.
Do y'all realize though how their deaths have so much in common? Both in the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the same place. That was so. That's why I'm like, when my friend messaged me, like, no, this isn't real. This can't be real. Just so soon after this, that's like, and then he sent me the video, and I'm sitting in the doctor's office because I got to get some paperwork, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting in the chair, and I look at my phone and I see it. I see the uncensored version, and I'm like, I gasp and jump so loud, like the 8 or 9 people in the waiting room with me start looking at me funny because I guess they hadn't heard yet. But I called my mom. I called my mom like 5 minutes later. I was like, Charlie Kirk, he's been shot. It's my mom's reaction. Like, she didn't.
What? I mean, what pissed me off? Pardon my. Let me try to reword all this.
We're over 2 hours anyway, so I don't.
Yeah. What really pissed me off, right, is like I like to research things, and I started researching it the night when I got sent the video, and I must have watched that small clip about 30 times. Right, 30 times just to, and what gets me is that people like 24 hours after the incident, 24 hours after someone took Charlie Kirk's life, people are starting to these conspiracies, like someone was doing like baseball movements, like with a cap and ear and shit like that. And I watched that, and I must have watched those videos 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, no, he moved his baseball cap, and then he had an itch. You can distinctly see him scratching his fucking side of his head, and they're saying that he was making some sort of fucking move, like you just did. You just scratched your nose. That means, yep, he's like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And then you got the security guard.
Like this is now a racist symbol. This was okay.
Yeah,
like.
Or the old remember that joke where you go like that, where you put
10 or 9 if you're or wait.
0 okay underwater. If you dive at scuba diving, it's okay.
Asshole.
Yeah,
I already say in sign language, you mean asshole.
but the thing is, and then they're going on about Charlie's security who was standing behind him. He stretched his arm out and pulled his t-shirt. In actual fact, if you watch, you can see he stretches his arm out and he pulls his t-shirt out of his armpit and then brings his arm back. I mean, it's things like that cause the problems, but I am so glad they caught that fucker.
Yeah, his dad.
Oh my god, I'm so glad.
His dad and his pastor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk too much about him because we'll leave that for another day. Because there are some new things that came to light, and I want to wait until there's been multiple news outlets that have written about it, but I want to wait till it's confirmed. However, to the people saying that his family is Republican, you know how many people have parents who are Republican and kids who are not?
I had a guy tell me that today. He's like, well, his parents were Republican. I said, what makes you think political affiliation is genetic? It's not.
That's a good
If
one.
that was true, there'd be a lot less liberals in college. I mean,
yeah,
it
that's
just
true.
It would be.
Yeah.
And a thing I wanted to point out that I think a lot of people have forgotten, we also need to keep, and I know people are like, oh, you're using this cliche line. We need to keep in our thoughts and prayers the young man who was asking Charlie a question when it happened.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he has posted.
He's done an interview. He's done a couple of interviews and he was literally talking about transgender issues and saying that the left is more peaceful than the right.
And based on the information that's came out within the last 24 hours about the roommate, possible partner of the individual of the shooter, I don't think the timing of what the topic was when he was unalived was a coincidence either. There's my conspiracy theory that I don't think the question, I in the sense of like, I don't think the person asking the question and that he was talking to was involved. I just think the shooter waited for a question.
I think so too. Yeah.
That was,
I mean, because
that pissed him off.
His reaction is too genuine, he's too good of an actor. If that was fake, if his reaction was fake.
Yeah, I don't think the guy who was talking to him has anything to do with it, but the shooter's timing with that question or a question involving trans people based on the reports that have come out in the last 24 hours. I don't think I don't think that was a coincidence. I think the shooter did that on purpose to send a message.
So we just need to keep him in our prayers because that had to be such a.
And
like,
everybody who was there. Because remember, that was a college. Most of those kids are 18, 19, 20. Whether they liked him or they hated him, that's something that they're going to have to live with for the rest of their lives.
There is actually a video. I'm trying to find it actually right now. And then I'll send
While
it
you're
to you.
looking for that, I got to get ready and go. I got to head up to the store before it closes with Steve. But thanks for having me in here. It was so wonderful to meet you, Nerd. It was wonderful. And Spawn, I'll talk to you later. Good night, y'all.
All right, that's goodness.
And Slug, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Good news. Went to a strip club, got a nice burger. I'm winning in life. Well, you know, everybody loves a good strip
At least
club
we've
every
got
now
his
and then.
priorities, right?
Hey, I can't. Who hasn't been to a strip club in their life? Well, okay. Don't know what you're missing. And Carmen, thanks for the $10 super chat. This panel is how you're supposed to do things. Talk about it, respect each other during agreement and differences, be human. All of you, great. Thanks. Thanks, Carmen. And that's the thing. Like, we don't always agree. But guess what? That's okay. Like, we agree to disagree. We say what we think and we move the hell on.
I just had a thought. I think they need to bring back debate club in schools.
They do. I've seen comments about that actually, and I was going to bring that up if it came up, and I was like,
I remember in middle school, in 8th grade, they tried to bring it back at my school, and I'm standing out in the hallway like an hour before school at the library door, waiting for someone to come, and my assistant principal walks by, just as my band director is walking by, and my principal asked me, he says, "What are you doing in here?" I tell her, I said, "Oh, I'm joining the debate club." And the band director, I hear under his breath say, "Oh, he'll be good at that."
And Adam, thanks for the comment. Came for
I don't think that would
for
work.
good discussion. This is how it should be done.
Yeah, I don't think that would work because here's my reason why I don't think that would work in debate. Because I mean, we used to have it was called in schools we would have like the assembly hour. They'd call it the assembly hour. So basically, you know, each classroom you get one large classroom, and then you would split it up in two. So
just one, Slug, just one.
Yeah, and then you would have one class on one side of the room, and then you'd have another class on the other side of the room, and the teachers were basically the what do you call it, the referees sort of thing. And then basically you'd have a podium in the middle of the classroom where they used to call it the blackboard now, and then it was the board and whatever. And you'd stand there, and it was like being the prime minister or being the president, and you'd stand there, and then you would have you do your speech, and then you would have two chairs on either side, and you'd have then if you wanted to say something, you'd had to go and sit on that chair.
My school, we did it kind of like the Oxford style that they do. One person standing across from each other, taking turns talking with like kind of our teacher was the referee. It didn't last long.
Yeah.
No, not enough people got interested.
That's the problem. But the thing is, this day and age, I don't think you would be able to have. How can I put it? I don't think you'd be able to have a decent dialogue due to the fact that everyone is right and no one's wrong. That's the problem. I mean, like me and you, say for example, me and you, Nerd, go at it, right? And Squid was the referee. Like at some point, we'd have to agree to disagree or disagree to agree on certain topics, but then we'd probably find common ground somewhere on another topic. And that's how debate happens. But this day and age, there's a lot of people who don't want to hear the other side. There's a lot of people who don't agree what's being said on the other side.
Yeah, and I hate to end this party soon, but we've been at this for about 2.5 hours, and that's where I like to keep my streams, to keep them easy to watch on Replay Crew, because I know that I start to get a little flighty if we go past then. So I know it's hard to watch 3-4 hour streams if you're on Replay Crew, and I like to keep it easy for my people.
Well, Well, we're not eating on mic or anything. Or sorry.
Plus, it is getting it's 9:30. It's not past my bedtime, but it's time to let Mr. Squid do his gaming and let him have some,
of course,
peace and quiet in this office without me flapping my gums.
Hey, nerd, you hear her complaining, but, oh, yeah, come on the platform with me. You'll have fun, Spawn, she said. You're going to enjoy it, she said. It's fucking 2:30 in the bloody morning.
Typical
Well,
woman,
whose fault is that you live overseas? It's not mine.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Okay. I live in, like, God's time. I live in Central Time, the real time. Y'all are, like, in the future. So.
Listen, like, when the shit hits the fan, at least we can let you know.
It's like, send me the lottery numbers. Come on.
And Kathy, thank you. I get it done on Friday. I have a hair appointment Friday at 1, so it gets
Thanks,
fixed.
Kathy. I appreciate it. She was talking to me. Don't lie.
There's me thinking he had a fucking mullet. He takes his baseball cap off and he's like, "Hey, cool. Like, how you doing?"
Oh,
Yeah.
flashback. Good night.
I did this at, like, I started losing my hair in, like, 23. So one day I'm in the middle of a show in college, in the middle of a weekend show, and I decide I'm going to take my clippers. I'm going to cut my hair finally. And no, this is what happens. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to, like, psych myself up to do it. I'm like, I got like 3 hours before a show. So I'm like, and I start doing it. My clippers clogged.
Oh, shit.
Like, I didn't realize you needed to trim your hair first.
Yep.
So I have 3 hours before a show. So I live out in the country. So I run to go like 15 miles to my friend's house because he clips his hairs. He was a Green Beret, so he keeps it like high and tight and all that kind of stuff. And he's not home. So I go into a nearby Supercuts. And I have a hat on. I'm hiding this in my hat. And this lady, sweet lady, she looks at me and says, "Honey, can I help you?" I don't say anything to her. I just pick my hat up and she sees the half a head shape. She's like, "Yeah, honey, I can help you."
It's like something from Poltergeist. Yeah, this house is now clear.
And I go to my show that night and everybody's just they see me with my hair like they were shocked. Yeah. Man. But my dad is like in his mid-70s and he still has a full head of hair. I'm like, but my uncles and my grandfather were always like the horseshoe kind of hair. I'm like, why couldn't I get your genetics? Sad, thank you. I blame you.
Thing is, if you don't bold halfway through your 20s, late 20s, if you're not bolding, then you're not going to go bolding when you get older. Because I look like a freaking Yeti now.
But my brother is like he's completely gray almost, and I just like within the last 2 or 3 years started going gray in my chin.
You know what? Your hair, where you've had injuries, believe it or not, where you have injuries, your hair will grow older quicker.
Actually, this is probably from dealing with damn kids. I worked in school systems for a few years. It's probably from working with kids. So I hated it. Sorry, we're just rambling now.
No, this is the best part. This is what when like my pretty and me or me and Squid, like at the end of the stream, we just start talking shit. I mean, it's the fun part of the whole. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, serious conversations, serious topics, you need to decompress afterwards. You need to just like leave what you dealt with and then just sort of like let the air out of the balloon.
That's like in the evenings, especially the past couple of nights. I go put on the Highlander. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I love the first movie. I have had to get away from it and just that old fashioned great sword and sorcery, sword fighting.
Yep.
I've had to.
Let me just say something to you. Hey, I've got something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away.
The Kurgan was one of the best villains ever.
Yeah.
And it's fucking Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like, what's that fucking guy's name who played Highlander?
Adrian Paul.
Yeah, I just didn't like, I mean, he was just, I mean, I don't know, in them days, no one cared about accents and shit. But
yeah, a lot of people said, well, you're getting a Belgian to play a Scotsman.
Yeah.
But I like the TV series because I'm a big history buff. And you can be like, you be in 1990s Paris, and then be like 100 years before World War I, following the same character. So good.
Yeah, it's just like fucking turn around asking fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Pee Wee Herman. I mean, it's, when you've got freaking Mel Gibson trying to be a Scottish or we let freedom. No, fuck off, you idiot.
Y'all are talking, and I'm just all up in the comments section.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, I mean, like,
but I do have to get going because
yes, let's. It's your call, Squid.
We do have to. But we got to do this again sometime. This is the panel I like. We all agree to disagree on some things. Like, it's interesting. It's fun. Everybody overall gets along, and I like no drama because we don't do drama here.
I came in running and tripped over people, so I'm sorry.
We don't do drama here. We don't do drama.
No.
You saw what happened to the person who created drama. My dad yeeted him.
Yeah. And oh, did you have someone tonight?
We had a person named Valkyrie something, but it was Valkyrie something because I don't think it was the good Valkyrie because the good Valkyrie is Valhalla's wife, and I don't think it was her because
this Valkyrie kept going on like, oh, you're just farming for super chats off of Charlie's back. No, we're not. I never heard you once, Squid, ask for a super chat.
Nope.
You were giving them.
No.
And I don't. It was Valkyrie. Oh, the comments. My dad yeeted her, but hold on. Her comments still show up in the they don't show up in the regular chat, but they still show up in my chat.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You're gonna get this is the whole part and parcel. You are going to get people. You're going to get people like that. And it's as far as I'm concerned, if it's an unfortunate circumstance, and if you don't talk about it, there are people who liked him, there are people who followed him and supported him, and there's that's fine. But I think a lot of people are forgetting one major thing. What about all those students who were sitting 5 meters or 2 meters away from him on the day that the unfortunate circumstance happened? What about all those young people who had to witness that?
I've seen so many videos now of people saying, "Oh, I voted Democrat my entire life. I will never vote Democrat again." This has red pilled millions, probably. This has turned a movement that had the voice of one man into a movement now that has the voice of millions.
Don't you find it strange that and may his soul rest in peace, and my condolences to his wife and his children and family. But do you find it's very similar to the 1968 assassination of Martin Luther King?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. Charlie Kirk's assassination is on par with Kennedy, Lincoln, and MLK.
Yeah, because that's
this is the person. Would you please show Charlie Kirk some genuine respect and quit leeching money off subscribers in his name? And it was funny because not one of the people who super chatted me was new here. Not one of the people who super chatted me was their first super chat. Like, these are all people who have super chatted me, and most of them super chatted me because they know it's my birthday. So,
oh shit, yeah, you're old now, aren't you? No, but
in a couple weeks. But that's honestly, that's the majority of the super chats I'm getting this month are because people know it's my birthday, so they're a little bit more liberal with.
Yeah.
Now you're going to find out what type of friendship we have. All right, okay, nerd.
Hey,
yeah, does that mean you're going to have enough money to buy hair dye? Get rid of the grey hair.
Probably get rid of you, get rid of the stress.
Poor,
It causes
poor
gray
Maureen,
hairs.
thanks for the $20 super chat. Semper Fi. Poor fair winds and felonies.
Wow,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
quick.
Hey, yeah.
I surprise
funny.
myself sometimes.
That's funny.
I'm gonna be quick. Like I had a kid once. He was talking in class, and he says to me, he says, "This is an A and B conversation, so see your way out of it." I've lived all my life hearing that. I've never heard a response. Someone come up with a response. But I just looked at him dead in the eyes and said, "Yeah, and I took a U-turn to join you, so shut up."
Yeah.
And he looked at me like, "That was good." And I had one kid who was in our problem class. He was just poking at me. He was doing stuff. I kept asking him to stop, just poking. I leaned over across his friend, and I said, "Dude, if you keep testing me like so many of your tests you've taken in school, you will fail." The kid between us is like,
I must admit, I'm
If
quite.
I ever do a 24-hour stream, I know who I'm inviting.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. You just sit there and listen to us. You know what I quite find, what I really do find
I could leave
interesting.
my stream and go get something to eat. Take like 2
No.
hours off. Come back.
Scream.
It'll be good.
Squid, just kick us off. We'll keep going.
But I
thing is-
hate to call it a day, but I gotta give Mr. Squid some privacy in this room and let him have his time because I had mine. So
I want HR. I want to make a complaint to HR department.
we have no HR department. I'm sorry.
You
But-
are the HR department. Squid. Like let me file your complaint into the shredder.
Fucking shredder.
Okay.
It's right over there. It's in the corner right there. There's a shredder.
Can you imagine that you walk into work and I want to make a complaint, write it out for that. You hand them the paperwork, they go, "Thank you," and then straight into a shredder. I got to do that one day.
All right. Well, we will definitely have to do this again. It was fun, and thanks for
Nice
keeping
meeting
it
you, Ned.
real and
Nice
keeping it
meeting you too. It's fun.
respectful. It
It's
was
fun.
so nice to have people, and especially have people that didn't know each other that I knew would have a good conversation with each other. I'm glad I picked right. But
Well, I
go
miss Camel
subscribe.
Toe. What's his name again? Camel Toe? Camel One? What?
Camelot.
Camelot.
Oh, Camelot. Oh, he came a lot. I get it now.
He is a man whore. He'll say it himself. He is a man whore.
Oh, I've seen him pull that face. He looks like Shrek on steroids.
Anyway, I did put the links to all the people that were on the panel tonight in the description of the video. Please go subscribe to every one of them. We need to get my pretty over 100 subscribers. We need to get Outpost Nerd to 300 subscribers. We need to get Spawn Trooper to 800 subscribers. I think we can do this.
Stop.
I think we can do this. And I would say we can get Camelot to something, but he's at like 227,000.
We need his help, not the other way
slow
around.
as smooth as fast. Okay?
I'm chump change compared to him. So, you know, like maybe one day.
But yeah, I agree. I agree. We needed this after this week, you know.
Yep. Squid to 5 million. I would just like 5,000 right now.
I like 500.
I would just like 5,000. Like,
well, I mean,
no, I don't know.
Why do I mean, the way I see it, I'm telling you right now, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You know, quality over quantity.
That is true. I do like quality over quantity. I'm at 4166. I'd like to be at 42 by my birthday, but that we'll
I checked earlier. I'm at 202. It's great. That's great.
And there's been enough crossover where we can do this, people. We can do this. We can lift each other up.
Yes.
We don't gatekeep YouTube subscribers here. I'm not that we don't gatekeep shit. Like, we lift everybody up because when one of us succeeds, we all succeed.
Yeah.
As long as people are aware that, you know, I don't, just so you know, I don't dance to anyone's pipe.
Yeah.
You don't like what I say, you don't like what I cover. I'm a gamer. I like playing games. And if I can't play a game on PC, I'll play a game with your mind. You know, it's as simple as that. You know?
Play mind games. Well, I have to redecorate my apartments in some people's heads. So
Do a Mr. Bean. Do a Mr. Bean. Get a dynamite stick and put it in a freaking
All
pot
right.
of
On that note, I want to see if Sarah's still live. I was redirected to go over to Sarah.
Have you done your super chats, by the way?
All right, but I will see you guys on the next one, probably Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, one of the two. I promised you a members only live earlier in the week, but this week was absolute nuts, and that didn't happen. So next week I will do a members only live. You will help me pick my occupational therapy continuing ed courses because I have no idea what to pick, and I need to pick 12 credits. Y'all need to help me. So on that note, give your loved ones a hug because as we've realized this week, tomorrow is never promised. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Spawn, you want to
slow on that one,
lead us out?
Yeet.